Jeremy Lambert happened. He's here. Hi, Jeremy.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Happy
Good show.
Day?
So, Joel,
Yep.
Do you know who the 4th president of the United States is?
do any of your 15 children know?
Yes, actually, they do.
The education system works for some, not for me.
The 4th president, everybody can look up this information.
Were y'all just doing this over breakfast this morning? Lambert family just sitting, having grits. All of a sudden it's like, who was the 4th? I don't know.
The 4th president, Joel. The 4th president, Joel. His name is a man called Morgan McKinley. All right, Joel? Yes. He is the inventor of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
No.
And unfortunately, when he took a bite of this peanut butter and jelly sandwich,
he discovered
he had an allergic reaction to peanut butter, and he died immediately. Everybody look this up. This is information you can easily find on the interwebs. Morgan McKinley, the 4th president of the United States, also the inventor of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, also died because of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Thank you for your service.
I'm here to educate the people, everybody. I'm here to educate the people.
I tell people all the time, we're here to do one thing and one thing only, and that's educate the masses about wrestling, about life, about presidents, the whole thing.
Right now, one of the kids is hopefully watching the TV and doing the Leo meme of like, I know that. I know what he's talking about.
I have a child behind if you look over my shoulder, you could see there were little footsteps. This kid, I'm going to tell you now, this kid has been attached to his mummy for the last 2 days. You can hear him in the background. He hasn't wanted anything to do with me for the last couple of days. Now suddenly he hears my voice behind the door and all he's yelling is, "Hi, Daddy, hi, Daddy, hi, Daddy." I can't win.
You should throw the door at him. See what happens. You've done that before.
Yes, the fridge. It worked. Yeah. He's happy I acknowledged him. Now he's going to get upset because I acknowledged him. Yes, throw up those L's. But don't throw up the L, and throw up a thumbs up on the video. And, of course, subscribe to us here on Fightful Overbooked. And while you're at it, donate a super chat. Any amount, get your question statement read on the air. SB3 from True Heel Heat's going to join us at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. He's actually going to take over for me because of what I just talked about a minute ago. I am going to tend to some fatherly duties at 11:30 that I have to do. Normally the kid's in daycare, but here in Canada.
Putting your kid above this show.
I know. Joel. Putting my child above wrestling. I don't know how some of the wrestlers do it. I'm going to start a series. Whenever we have a wrestler who is a parent, I almost want to ask him, how the hell do you do it? How do you go away from the kid for weekends at a time? Mustafa Ali, prime example. His kids are a little bit older, but I'm very interested as to how they balance that from a parenting perspective.
They have vodka.
I was going to say vodka and nannies and help.
And great spousal support.
I should hope so. Oh, man. Yeah, the kid's going to yell, "I am the door." Anyway, he's fine. Everyone's fine. Let's what do you want to talk about? What do you want to start with?
I got a new coffee mug.
Oh, is that a Swiftie mug? Nice.
Yes.
Did you see that we have a new Swiftie in the ranks in professional wrestling? The number 1 contender for the AEW Women's Championship, Deonna Purrazzo, has coined herself as a new Swiftie. I'm sure you're very excited about that. We might have to bring her on eventually and talk about that with the other stuff that she's doing and wrestling and stuff.
What else is Deonna doing? We only care about the Taylor Swift stuff.
She posted a really, I hate to say cute photo, but a cute photo of her and her husband Steve Macklin doing a Valentine's Day date where they went to a cooking class. Harken back to what I did with my wife back in the day.
Good for them. Are you saying Deonna and Steve Macklin copied you and your wife?
I mean, it's entirely possible. If Supperworks exists where they are, then yes, but it doesn't. So it's like any other meal prep service where you go in, prep the food, put it in a truck, and drive home, freeze it, and use it whenever. It's good.
We got Revolutions coming up pretty soon. We should ask to see if we could get Deonna. I'm sure if she can do an interview, she'd probably talk to Sean because why
They're
would she talk
besties.
to us? Yeah,
They're best
why would
friends.
she talk to us? But we should see if we can get Deanna on here. Sean gets enough interviews. What does he need to talk to Deanna for?
Also, like, he can be besties with Deanna. That's fine. But like, there's a reality here. Deanna was our first guest on this show, on our first episode. We should be able to bring her back for episode 130 something.
Should be able to bring her back for almost a year anniversary. It would be the first week of March. That it would be a little short of a year that she'd be back on the show. So yeah, we should see if we get Deanna on. I feel like maybe we'll be able to pull this off. Maybe.
I think we should try, because you know what? Like, Deanna, if Deanna's going to be here, that's great. Someone we can't get on this show, someone who continues to duck us.
A lot of people.
That's
AJ
true.
Francis.
AJ Francis, dollar everywhere, but on our damn show. Shows up on MLW, shows up in NWA. Apparently, he's going to do that. Shows up at wonderful children's charity events. Thank you for that. It's really nice of you. And then what are we doing here? Can't take a minute to show. We're doing this for charity. We just want to wrap it
Yeah,
all.
we are charity.
We really are. But the man is, first of all, kudos. Get your money, get your bag. You're doing great. Very proud of you, sweetie. But where the hell is Dalla for our show? Everywhere but here. I swear to God. And I'm not talking about that one Matchbox 20 album.
He's ducking me. That's what it is. He's just straight up ducking me. He'll show up everywhere, but he won't show up here because I'm here. That's the reason. That's the reason. If I showed up at those places, he wouldn't be there either. So just ducking me. That's all it is.
Can't believe this guy.
If I went to NWA, he wouldn't be at NWA. If I went to MLW, he wouldn't be at MLW.
Would you go to either of those right now?
Is the cocaine free?
At the end, well, the end. You know what? MLW, you might have a good time. You can do one of those panels like they did that one time.
I can hang out with Malcolm. I think Malcolm likes me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be welcome in Boye, but you could.
Alex Kane. Alex Kane is probably one of the wrestlers I've talked to the most since I've been doing this. I've done like 3 interviews on 3 different platforms, 3 different shows with Alex Kane. Alex Kane's one of my most interviewed person.
I was gonna say him and Doll have been going back and forth on the internet ever since that whole thing aired. Good for them. That's been a fun little back and forth. I don't think you or I could get away with being a part of Boomaya, but we could definitely be Boomaya extensions. What's the word?
I could be the white chapter of Boomaya. You got different chapters.
I don't think we could be the white chapters of anything these days. This is just everything just turns real bad real fast.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Kim Gray sent us a super chat saying, "Good morning, fellas. Good morning to you. I hope you're doing well on this lovely Monday morning. It's a holiday here in Canada, or at least in Ontario. It's Family Day, and over in the States, I understand it's Presidential Day."
SP3 says I have a cookout invite. I'll confirm that with him on this show. But
he said that with me too.
Oh shit! That's not a very exclusive invite. Then if
it's
you
not. No, it's not. But I mean, listen,
I thought I was like important from this.
No, sorry, buddy, you're not.
Oh, all right, fair.
Before we get into WWE stuff, actually, I guess we are going to get into WWE stuff. Should we talk? I was going to talk about the World because I saw that they dropped the info on what WWE the World is, and it's going to be the World. What the world is watching. It's going to be a big event, multiple days of events.
Oh, it's just a fan experience, right? Like it seems pretty cool. Like if you can go and stuff, but I don't know. It just seems like, hey, spend your money and buy a bunch of stuff, buy more stuff.
It's a Fanatics event. So,
gosh,
that's upsetting. You're up early. What is this?
I had 2 days off, so.
So you got some good sleep, did you?
I did. I slept. I was asleep I slept for like 30 or 40 minutes at 10 p.m. last night.
That's amazing.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that.
Excited to get up for 5 a.m. for Elimination Chamber?
No, but TBD.
Hey, a duck out on the Elimination Chamber?
Maybe.
Wow, Sean.
How many people you think will be up for a live post show? I feel like I should do it for that underserved community, that Did I
Jump
attend
into it.
Backup Hangman Space? I didn't. I do often, but I didn't. Why? Why, Caden? Why?
Caden is like going off in the chat, being like, "Back up, Hangman Space, back," as if we all know what it is. Some of us go offline. Some of us do stuff.
If you don't see me tweeting, I'm not on my phone, and I spend significantly less time on Twitter than most people anticipate. I've got some white chicken chili today for breakfast.
It's 10:15 in the morning. Good for you.
Yeah, we had it last night for dinner, Joel. We're not made of money. Sometimes we eat leftovers.
Buddy, I wish I had any of this money you're talking about. What are we doing? I was going to say, if you don't want to do the post show, just have Anna Bauer leave the stadium early and go do it on her own.
No, she hasn't watched wrestling in years.
That's what makes it even better.
She was running some of the questions by me, and I was like, listen, Anna, I adore you, but this question is a 2017 question.
Oh, you should let her ask anyway.
Yes.
That'd be great.
But she's going to ask some great stuff. She'll be good.
Where was Buddy Matthews tonight?
Is he still cruiserweight champion? What's going on there?
You could ask that of most AEW shows, to be honest with you.
Malachi had a singles match over the weekend.
Kicked a dude in the face.
Saw that the guy jumped. I don't know what the guy he kicked was doing.
He eating the face full of boot.
Yeah, that obviously. But Shivani announcing anything makes it seem incredible. I just realized that because, like, hearing his voice over that, I was like, "Oh, damn! Look at this. This is cool." But yeah, man,
Looked good.
Yeah, indeed. So, guys, what's up?
We honestly had just gotten into any of our wrestling adjacent talk, and here we are. We're talking about actually two things. Talking about Deonna Purrazzo being a Swiftie. That's new.
Okay.
Yeah. So we would like to have Deonna back on to talk about that, and maybe, I don't know, maybe the wrestling stuff she's doing. So there's that. She was our first guest ever, so maybe that would happen. And AJ Francis is ducking us.
Oh, really?
Dude's appearing literally everywhere else in the world, but our show.
I'm going to make it a point to not ask him to do your show now. No, I'm not going to ask him to not do your show. I'm just not going to do it.
But we don't want him to do an interview. Like, that's great. That's great. We'll interview him. That's fine. I want to battle rap him.
That's all we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's probably why.
For charity, though. For charity. Why wouldn't he do this against me? He's scared. That's
we
why.
sent out the feelers. We sent him the clip. He followed us both on the internet, and now nothing. I can get public replies.
He made me go to an NFL party the night of the press thing. Like,
probably a good idea.
I was like, I gotta sleep, and he goes, "No, you don't." And I was like, "Okay." He goes, "Well, it's only until 11:30 p.m." And I was like, "That's like 2:30 Eastern, which is the time zone that I'm on mentally." I had a 5 a.m. flight. That was fun. I butchered my finger playing skee ball.
Of all things.
Why are you so bad at? Why are you flipping us off?
You can still see a little bit of
Why are
it.
you so
Probably
bad
not.
at skee ball
But
where you hurt your finger?
it was honestly, it was a pretty rough skee ball set. Not gonna bury the party that he took me to because it was pretty cool. Honestly, people could get massages and get their nails and hair done there. Like, I want to know what guy shows up to this NFL party and then goes, "Oh, of course I need a haircut." It seems like the haircut comes before, unless you find out there, or unless you know that it's going to be there. Then you're like, well,
free is free. I mean, you give a tip, but otherwise,
it was an incredible party. It really was.
A little jealous.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Is there any good food?
Yeah, there was actually. There were these chicken sliders that had a type of cheese that I have never tried before. They were phenomenal.
Pimento?
Huh?
Pimento?
No. Pimento. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Gouda?
Might have been
You
Gouda.
ever tried Gouda? You ever had smoked Gouda?
No.
It's good stuff.
Really?
Might have been Gouda.
Could have been Brie, maybe Havarti.
Smoked Gouda is good.
I don't know. I didn't feel like I was in Brie mode at that point.
No, don't worry. You're not one for Brie moding anyway. The way that I understand Brie mode.
Anyway, Caden says pimento cheese is awful. I got to agree.
Never had.
I got to agree, Caden.
It's just the first cheese that came to my mind was pimento. Of like,
Why?
who actually? Because you said it was a kind of cheese you've never had. I feel like pimento's not like a well-used cheese.
I've
you
got
know?
several cheeses in this white chicken chili.
Okay, not pimento though. Apparently,
Thank God, not pimento. Not pimento. Pepper jack. The first time I tried that, I was very happy. The more expensive the cheese, the more it sucks. Honestly, I've realized that there's a healthy medium of getting good quality cheese and then just getting big blocks of mold that smell horrible and don't add anything. Like at some point, you're just doing it to do it, and that's a problem to me.
I'm a Swiss cheese guy myself.
Yeah, Swiss is good.
It's one of my favorites. It's easy. It's good. It's good on everything almost.
Or go with a good old fashioned cheddar, my friend. A good sharp cheddar.
What a way to start our morning.
Leave your favorite cheeses in the chat, everybody.
Yes.
Drop your favorite cheeses right now. Super chats, humper chats. Drop your favorite cheeses.
Let us know your favorite cheeses out there.
Wrestlers as cheeses.
Joel, for an extra $2, he will cut that cheese.
That's why I have the mute button on ride.
Cracker Barrel is top tier
Cracker
cheese.
Barrel is very
especially the little ones you get for the crackers.
Yeah.
In the individual gimmicks, like Kroger. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. People are saying, listen, Chi-Town Spurs is spamming the chat. We say one at a time, friend. You can't give us your top 5.
The guy
what
saying,
is this?
Hold on. He's getting Munster cheese really is good. I do have to put that over.
Munster is good on a sandwich.
What
Provolone, it's a good shout.
That's some good
I
stuff.
get Munster all the time. Just like a ham and cheese sandwich with Munster. It's good stuff.
Listen, man.
I love cheese. Buddy, you are on the right show.
Pick the right place to be, my friend.
You a cheesehead, Sean?
Hell no. What the hell's wrong with you?
I knew the answer. I was just,
should be taken out back and beaten.
There, making a reference.
Okay, you know what? Maybe
we'll all the Green Bay fans out there.
Oh yeah,
I'm leaving now.
Watching this show. No cheese boards. Okay, no cheese board for us.
No, that's a different reporter.
Right. Anyway, so back to WWE talk. Did you get the Fast Nationals for Collision? Oh, right.
Nobody got Collision Fast Nationals. There was no Collision. Collision did so bad this week they didn't even air it.
It's just I got to bring up that clip of you and I talking about let's promote the bad wrestling. I want to hear about the bad wrestling.
Yeah,
that's the
what
stuff
I care about. Cares about these good matches.
Yeah, it's like stupid. It is stupid. Why would anyone want to talk about the good wrestling that's out there? There's plenty of bad wrestling.
Oh, there's too much good.
Yeah.
We need more bad stuff happening. Saw the great Rick Blade return last night and tried to do a swanton through a table. The table did not break. And Rick Blade just fell off. Looked like the table power bombed him. Hilarious. AEW said they're very happy with it. It'd be funnier if they were like, show wasn't all that great. You know, like tune in to see what a train wreck this show is going to be. What do you want him to say? That
would do some numbers. If
I know. Like, so here's
AEW says this episode sucked. You should watch it. And that's what Collision was this week. They didn't say we should.
Collision was the All-Star Saturday, which was like okay. It was an okay episode of Collision. Like the skills competition, that's stupid. The 3-point contest is fun. Especially Steph against Sabrina, and the dunk contest it sucks. It sucks every year. People try to talk themselves into thinking like the dunk contest is good because they just think like, cool dunks. It's garbage. It's been garbage for about a decade now. The last good one was Levine and Gordon, whenever that was. Otherwise, the dunk contest sucks.
Yeah.
The actual All-Star game, by the way.
What was it? 211 to like 113 or something?
Oh my God. I had it on in like the background and it was just so no energy. Shutdown Spurs is right. Like no energy. No one cared. Dude just going through, like it's been this way for a while,
hold on.
But sometimes,
Sorry, I'm gonna ask because I don't remember this. I know in the MLB, I know the All-Star game has stakes, right? The winning team gets home field advantage in the World Series. What about in the NBA? They don't do that, do they? In the NHL, they don't do it either.
Yeah, they used to do it with like they would do a draft. The past few years they've done like a draft. So like Giannis and LeBron would draft. And they changed the rules of like, oh, the first team to like 30 win, whatever. Some weird stuff. And it was for like charity. So people would like play a little bit harder. For a couple of years, they made it kind of competitive. And the players didn't care. And then so they went back to East versus West this year. And they really didn't care this year. Like this year was just Shadow's Spurs is right. It was egregious just how much they did not care about this All-Star game. Like, fine. Like, you don't care. Like football is legitimately turned into flag football. And players don't even go to the All-Star game because it's the end of the season. Players are like, what am I going to go play this flag football game after my season's over for? This sounds dumb. I'm going to take an extra week of vacation. The players didn't care. It was terrible. Yeah, Steph and Sabrina was the best thing this weekend. The 3-point contest is typically good because the stars are in it. I'm glad Jaylen Brown was in the dunk contest. Hopefully that means like more stars will try to be in it. They rigged it for him to like do well, to try to basically tell people, hey guys, Jaylen Brown, he's an actual like millionaire playing this game right now. Maybe you should join the dunk contest. We'll make sure you make it to the finals. So hopefully they did enough rigging for Jaylen Brown to where actual stars will want to compete in it. But and the All-Star game sucked. They should have ran an episode of Collision, honestly.
They should have done a worst of, and it probably would have performed better. Best pins of 2023.
And they could have just run like best of Bryan Danielson matches. That's what they should have run.
Well, the best one is yet to come. We got that Jun Akiyama match next week.
That's gonna be sweet. I'm looking forward to that.
This was something that I really enjoyed when they announced that match. That was really cool because yes, it pops the internet, but I go back to like little story beats here and there, and of course the Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson story is about respect, and who the hell does Eddie Kingston respect more than Jun Akiyama? So for Bryan to inevitably beat Akiyama and then try to beat him up afterwards and do a whole respect angle, that's cool to me. I like that this is building it's a game of respect and one-upsmanship. Now I want to know who Eddie Kingston tries to take from the Danielson side. If
Danielson doesn't care about anybody.
Well, Yuta, I'm sure there's some friend
beat up Yuta.
Everyone beats up Yuta. Yuta's gonna eat that pin on March 29th of CMLL.
He's just gonna beat up Yuta, and Danielson's probably gonna be like, all right, good. Kid's tough. He's supposed to get beat up.
They're gonna bring
somebody should beat
up. It's
true.
Kane. It'd be fun. Although he has no aspirations to get back in the ring. Well, be nice if he also gave up his aspirations to be a politician, but here we are.
Eddie Kingston should just show up to Knoxville or Knox County, whatever, Tennessee, knocks on the door, and then Mayor Glenn answers, and he gets hit with a spinning back fist. Be hilarious.
Well, I'm all for it. And then Brian's just like, no, the smart man. He's so.
And then Kingston puts a mask over him, like, here, wear that.
You're ugly. And then he just walks away.
Wear that forever.
Oh, that's what we do. Anyway, so looking forward to Akiyama versus Bryan Danielson next Saturday. Oh my God, it's already a week. This Saturday. You're right. It's Monday. I'm all discombobulated because it's a holiday Monday here in the world. Okay.
All right, sure. It's this Saturday. I'm just going to correct you so people know.
Listen, when we get to Friday, I'm sure that we'll be talking about it again because we'll preview the weekend and we'll probably bring it up because I assume on Dynamite something will happen to at least get this match a little hotter. They'll at least promote it and then I'll bring it up.
Yeah, they'll promote it. I don't know if anything's like really going to happen. Danielson's chilling. He ain't showing up to Wednesdays. Bryan Danielson doesn't work Wednesdays.
Did I call him Daniel Bryanson earlier? Because I do that sometimes. Pile driver finisher in the chat says that. So I don't know if I messed up and said it.
Pile driver finisher. He loves Kane.
Anyway, so WWE is going to do the Fnatic event with the world. They're calling it the 5-day event from 4 to 8. It's an immersive world for WWE fans and largest WWE superstore in WrestleMania history. Sure, come and buy all our shits. Are they going to
Access, isn't it?
It's replacing Access. It is
Yeah,
effectively
it's just a new name. They just
Listen.
rebranded Access.
When I was a child, the world was a nightclub at WWF New York.
Hell yeah.
That's what they're doing. That's what they should be bringing back. Are they doing matches at this thing?
No.
No. Well,
probably not. The Nets fired Jacques Vaughn.
This is listen. 11:30 when SP3 joins the show. You can start FMC a full day early and talk about this.
What if Joel? What if we talked basketball for the next hour?
It'd be very one-sided.
And then SP3 and I did wrestling for the last half hour.
I hate that idea. I've watched SP3 talk about wrestling for all. He's very good, but he's also, when you two are together, you two have this like joke and bury everything at the same time. Suddenly everything becomes a chaotic awful. And I'm not dissing y'all in the way you work, but we know what happens when y'all talk wrestling.
Joel, do you get this reference?
Nope.
Jock. Meet me at the mall. It's going down. Meet me at the crib. It's going down. Meet me at the club. It's going down. Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down. It's Nitty on the beat.
Anyway, let's talk about The Rock.
Wow, Joel. No, let's talk more about Young Jock.
I got nothing to say. Young Jacques. Is that a French guy?
Oh, wow, Joel. Don't you have any taste?
Yeah, that's why we're not talking about it. My taste is not
taste. None.
Caden sent a super chat saying Ospreay versus Oku was amazing. Great story, action, and emotion. 47 minutes, and TK marking out was awesome to see. Yeah, I heard it was a good match. I saw a lot of the videos from it, a lot of the clips. Probably going to go watch the match this afternoon. Looks like it was fun. Ospreay is on his way to AEW. Crowd was chanting, "You signed the wrong guy."
Yeah, he signed a big old loser. I guess Ospreay got the graphic after this because he lost, and then he's like, "I'm going to AEW." It's like, yeah, another loser to come join our group.
Let's get this right now. Queen Aminata gets the big win on her Rampage. Beats Anna Jay. That's a big enough win for me. Boom, gets the graphic. Tony's listening. Thank God.
But then he completely fumbled it right after that by Will Ospreay lost his New Japan match. Lost his TNA match. Yeah, lost in TNA, and then he just gets signed.
He's just a big old loser.
A bunch of losers.
God, just stop showing respect to your boys on the way out. Do it the Okada way.
Yeah.
Do it the right way. Everyone's like, oh, Okada's got to lose the 6-man belts. Okada's got to lose the Tanahashi match. Okada's got to lose everything he's got left. And I'm just like, probably not. And next thing you know, Okada won the 6-man match. Okada beat Tanahashi. It's fun. It's awful at the same time. Yeah, Queen Aminata gets the graphic. Fightful Select already had the report that she was signed. Now it's the graphic official, but she beat Anna Jay. She got the dub. Will Ospreay already had the graphic. He can go on a big old losing streak and come in as a big old loser because he's got to face Konosuke Takeshita at Revolution in his first match when the slate is wiped clean, Jeremy.
Is it?
No, he's a big old loser coming into that. I hope the Callis family makes reference to that. Says you can't win anymore. You haven't won anything this month. And it's like March 3rd.
They won't. He'll come in, probably beat Takeshita, and then they'll go from there. I'm looking forward to that Takeshita match. By the way, this should be really good. Really good. It does suck that Takeshita might lose, honestly, because I'd like him to win more, but like losing to Ospreay isn't too terrible. As long as I always say, there's some actual follow-up with it. Like he's just gonna lose and then fade into the background while Don Callis just spouts stuff, and I got no time for it. But if he's gonna lose and they actually go somewhere with Takeshita and Hobbs, remember that guy? Then okay, we're okay.
I don't, because apparently whatever he was doing on Friday got cut from the broadcast.
Who?
Hobbs.
Was he on Friday's show?
Apparently Hobbs comes out at the end of the Sammy Guevara match and power bombs him through a table. Sammy Guevara. Yeah, I think that's what had happened, but they didn't air it. And then Hobbs said something on Twitter about that.
Really?
I think so. I think
I don't
so.
read spoilers. I stopped reading spoilers because
So the reason that I'm saying this is because I'm pretty sure. So I was listening to Grapsody yesterday, and Caden's saying he came back. So I was listening to Grapsody, and I heard Reg talk about, Big Homie came out, these are his words, and powerbomb Sammy. But then they did, like, I can't call him that. He's not my homie. He's not my dude. So I came out and powerbombed Sammy, and then they didn't air it. But I did see the Hobbs tweet about not airing something. I haven't watched the video attached to it, but there you go. He put Sammy through a table. Maybe they'll come back and play it on Dynamite and set up a match, or that'll be the setup to something. I don't know.
I wonder why they didn't air that, or was it because of the Jeff stuff? Because Jeff was not knocked loopy.
Jeff ruins everything. Everyone in wrestling named Jeff has been proven to ruin everything.
Well, they probably did. Caster say something outlandish?
I would be cutting his raps for the foreseeable future if I'm AEW, but that's just me.
Did he? Well, sometimes there's a good reason to cut a Caster rap. Other times it's just like, I did see Caster reference of like, oh, they cut my rap, but I didn't know what it was actually to. I didn't know when they cut it. Did he say something outlandish? Oh, we made an NDA joke.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't make not the NDA joke again, but he went and made allusions again. Hi, Vaismere. Can't do
Caster, he tries to be like timely with stuff, but he also got to understand like the temperature of the world here, and maybe don't do that kind of stuff. Maybe just don't.
My understanding, like, my question is, I'm sure the coaches are saying, don't do this. Think about it.
I don't know if they are, because based on everything that Caster has said, is like, he doesn't run this by anybody.
That's a problem. That needs to change. And that's been proven time and again, if that's the case.
Yeah, he doesn't run this by anybody. He just goes out there and he just kind of does it. And then, if they got to cut it, they got to cut it. Obviously, if you're on Dynamite, then you're not going to cut it, or Collision, because those are live. But Rampage, maybe he feels Rampage is like, well, I'll do it. And if they feel they got to cut it, they'll cut it. And if they don't, then they won't. Maybe you got to put them on Dynamite and Collision. Be like, you know what? Be on your best behavior on these shows, because these are live and we can't edit these. So maybe don't do these jokes here. And maybe he will. Maybe he'll actually like listen and be like, all right, you know what? I won't say anything to get me in trouble here. I'll just play it calm, play it cool, and we'll be good. And Rampage is like, well, screw it. I'm just going to do it anyway. And if they don't think it's good, if they want to cut it, they will. And if they don't cut it, great.
Woof. Like, it's entirely possible. Everything that you're saying is entirely possible. It's just not a good look. I don't like that. Like, listen, I saw some people be like, oh, look at that dork TK in the crowd during the Ospreay Oku match. I'm like, no, I don't care about that. I like that he's excited. I like that he's enjoying the wrestling match. I like that he's enjoying wrestling. Like, go and watch it. You can emote. It's fine. All eyes are not on you. If you want to watch it, whatever, that's your own prerogative. But like, if he's excited and he's enjoying it, that's fine. But like, if your talent isn't running by things on the show, that I have a problem with. I think that's where things need to be buttoned up, right? This is like, there's nothing wrong with enjoying the show or enjoying the talent that you're signing or enjoying the talent that you're working with. But there is a problem when it affects your show. Whether or not it airs doesn't matter, because it still reflects on the live crowd that you have. It's just like Ric Flair going out, cutting a 15-minute promo and then saying the shit that he said. You don't do that in front of the live crowd or with the people at home, because nowadays you can get that shit on camera using one of these, using your phone. I could have gotten the whole thing and posted it on the internet and it would have gone around. You don't do this. You just don't. I think someone does need to rein him back and be like, taped or not, watch your mouth.
So it seemed like he knew it was getting edited off of the show, because he tweets this at 6:52 on Friday. Yeah, on Friday. Show started at 7. So it seemed like he knew. They cut off the whole entrances for this 10-man tag that I don't know how many people actually cared about this match, but it was a thing for sure.
Was it 10-man or 12-man?
Was it 12? I guess it was
It was
12. Sure.
There's a lot of
Whatever.
them.
A lot of people. A lot of people in this match. I was trying to see what he actually said. I don't know if nobody really has what he actually said. Apparently it's just something about NDAs, but I couldn't find actual video of the rap itself.
Well, there you go. Yeah, so Caden saying something about an NDA. So regardless, I don't necessarily care about the content. I care that it was cut because that is part of their presentation. And typically they don't cut that unless something is said that shouldn't be said. And that's really the crux of the argument here is someone needs to point this out and be like, you need to run this by people. Because otherwise, it's not even about it doesn't get aired. It's you still go out there and you still say it in front of people who can get it on camera, get it footage, whatever. We can cut it from the live broadcast, but it's still out there, and that's just it's not better. Here we go. Cyclops better than Logan, sending us bits over.
CM Punk is better than Logan.
Pretty much at this point. Not knowing what your wrestler is going to say on live TV is how you end up with a CM Punch situation. It seems reckless, and that's really the crux of what I'm getting at too, is that it is reckless, and you can't do that.
Yeah, I can't find anything of it's just apparently just an NDA joke. Okay, well there you go, everybody. I'd be more upset, and I am more upset about the Hobbs stuff because. The Hobbs, it's that would seem like it was going to actually set up an angle on something, and then they completely cut that out.
Yeah,
Caster, they cut the whole entrances for everybody. So, all right, fine. Maybe that's not even a personal thing at Caster. That's just it's a 12-man tag. We don't got 10 minutes for all y'all's entrances out here. We got to cut some stuff.
What do you mean? You just go already in the ring, Dark Order, and then everyone else comes down because listen, if you're gonna pick between the entrances, I'm taking Bang Bang Scissor Gang because both those themes are good. The presentation on doing the rap and everything, that's what people like, myself included. It's fun. So yeah, you know who's gonna win.
I hope Anthony Bowens gets a nice singles push.
So they're still doing Hobbs angle. They just cut the table spot apparently. Maybe the table was just too far, or they want to save it for later. But either way, yeah, Hobbs still came out and did stuff. They just didn't show the brutality.
I hope Anthony Bowens gets a nice singles push
down the line.
No, now. Why down the line?
Maybe it'll be him and Jay White eventually.
That'd be good. I would like to see that.
I'm not saying it as a joke. I'm saying it because I'd like to see it. It'd be fun.
I'd like to see that. Anthony Bowens is really good. People. I did the poll. Sometimes I run these little gimmicks where it's you can only watch one match catalog, or you can only build around one person. Who would you take? I did one with Anthony Bowens and Montez Ford. People thought I was being mean to Anthony Bowens. Of why would you put Bowens in this position? I was well, I think they're actually kind of on similar playing fields here. I know Montez Ford is looked at as the big star out of the Street Profits, rightfully so. But Anthony Bowens is really good. And I think that now because he's been sort of nondescript in this trio stuff, and they haven't really figured out what they are doing with him, and they've certainly cooled off over these past few months. And Bowens never really got some opportunities, singles wise, but it's been a while. The Montez stuff feels fresher, even though it's probably been just as long when Montez was getting these singles opportunities. I feel like they're kind of even on these should be the two breakout guys of the group, and they're not pushing either of them to be that guy. They're just kind of going along with big groups that aren't going anywhere.
I mean, I can tell you that Tez was a year ago because that was Elimination Chamber when he was doing the U.S. title attempts.
Okay.
So yeah, and then they pretty much paired him back up with Dawkins. They go into, I remember SummerSlam with the Double J guest referee match.
That was 2 years ago.
Was that 2 years ago? And then
Yeah.
and then okay, so 20. Okay, yeah, you're right. 2022. Yeah, because that was Nashville. Anyway, regardless, the test stuff, yeah, pretty much started to go down after Elimination Chamber, and everyone was like excited about him too because he had a really good Elimination Chamber match. He really showed out, and then it was kind of just back to tag teaming, which is, again, Street Profits are good. I like this new presentation with Street Profits, a little bit more heelish, but still losing all the time. But it's better than just the same thing that we had been seeing for the last 9 years, if you include NXT.
The group with Lashley hasn't done a whole lot. It feels like it should be a big deal, and then they're just like kind of on TV. The problem is they're feuding with the
What are they called? Oh,
what
God.
are they called, Joel?
The Carrying Crosses group, whatever.
Yeah, those
them.
guys,
Yeah.
the TikToks. They're feuding with the
Yeah,
TikTokers,
yeah.
and no one could really care about.
They're
that.
influencers. They're TikTok influencers.
Honestly, I would love to see that. Would love to see Cross and AOP do like TikTok videos. Yeah.
They're doing TikTok dances and chilling for better help.
Yeah. I think that'd be hilarious. That'd be much better than whatever they're doing right now. Much better. They're just doing TikTok dances.
I used to be sad. I was doing indie matches in the UK, and then I found better help. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Carrying Cross. Let me tell you about my friends at BetterHelp.
It would be so much better than this, because people talk themselves into like this Karrion Kross stuff, right? They're like, oh, the black and white. Oh, AOP. They're cool. We love Paul Ellering. This is great. Like, they talk themselves into this stuff, and it's fine. Like it's okay to be like optimistic and have hope with this, but after like 2 shows, WWE is just like, sure, whatever. Just go say some stuff, and like we'll try to make it and they don't actually go anywhere with it. That's how it's been Cross's entire run since returning.
Yep.
His entire run since being back. He's back. It's like, oh, he's doing stuff with Drew. Like that at least kind of went somewhere. Oh, he's doing, Roman. That went nowhere. The Ray stuff. It's like, oh, he like won, and they tried to retcon of like he changed these people. It's like, nah, they just like did stuff, and then they moved on, and no one cared about what Cross actually accomplished in these feuds. It's that's how it all is with Cross. That's how it all is. It'd be much better if they did like TikTok dances. Get the TikTokers. I don't know who's famous on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. Get them out there and like do some dances with them and stuff. Be so much better than the screen just going black and white.
My shoes are wet. I need new shoes. Vessi shoes will help me. They will make me wrestling boots. Go to Vessi.com, code Carrion for 20% off. And then they do TikTok.
Awesome.
I'm glad that we're rebooking this stable that we don't know the name of.
AOP can do some cool dances. What are some fun TikTok dances, everybody? I can't do any of this
It's
stuff.
just Paul Ellering doing the Fortnite dances, and that would get everybody. That would honestly, Paul, get someone in your family, friends, circle, whatever, to start a TikTok for you and teach you the dances. You will make squillions of dollars wearing that white glove and wearing your Hall of Fame rings and the suits, and just put that scowl on your face and do the floss.
I can't really do a gritty.
Do the gritty. Do all of them. Be taught the dances. People will be like,
do the floss either.
People will be like, angry grandpa does the Fortnite dances. Tell me I'm wrong.
I can't do any of this stuff. The sprinkler. That's a throwback. Hit him with that sprinkler.
Clearly, Sean's not in on the bit.
With the pizza. Roll it up. Bake in the dough. There you
All
go.
those times Sean tells us he listens to the show. He doesn't. He's not in on the bit.
The TikTokers. That's their name.
They're called the TikTokers.
Yeah. They're called the TikTokers.
The final talks. Because every time we think they tick, final talk.
They should be. They're called the TikTokers. That's the name of the group.
Trying to think of other shit that they can rock.
Do some TikTok
earbuds. What's that?
Do some TikTok dances.
I will never.
What is the slick back slide? Crosstalks. Oh, could you imagine if they got Kesha?
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Kesha ruled.
Just sings them to the ring. And then Scarlett gets upset because she can't do her lip sync dance and sing. Oh,
No. Scarlett, see, everybody wants Scarlett to like dance and stuff, right? Never does.
No,
just
they
never does.
She gets dressed up in different like costumes, like different like mascots, like big bulky costumes. And everyone's like, I want to see the girl. And everyone's like, no, you watch Grandpa dance. And you buy our Raycon headphones.
It looks like Scarlett's about to like start dancing.
Yeah.
And then like it cuts away to Cross dancing. And it's just like, nope, just never happens. Never happens. We always get the Cross and the AOP1 and the AOP2 and Paul Ellering. And who else is on the? That's all of them, right?
Yeah, it's just the four, the three wrestlers and the two managers, which is
okay.
Strange family.
Scarlett never dances. Never dances. That's how it's supposed to work.
That works for me. We can do that.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're welcome, TikTokers. We've now successfully booked you in a better gimmick than whatever you're doing now, because I have no idea what you're actually doing now. So you're welcome that we've booked straight to the top TikTok.
Straight to the TikTok. All right. Speaking of the TikTok, what else from SmackDown? Is there anything
The Rock TikTok with The Rock straight to the top?
Oh my God!
Look at that.
Going to Karrion Kross.
Fuck it, Talk Dollar. Look at that rhymes. I'm just spitting off the top of the dome right there.
Oh man, I would like to see this. I want you to battle Dollar so
he
bad.
He doesn't want it.
I know. He doesn't want the smoke.
End his career.
Before we get into Rock and Roman, is there anything else from SmackDown? The Jade Cargill segments, the Braun Breaker Jade Cargill stuff.
I don't know. Braun's on SmackDown. That's cool. They got to lose those NXT tag team titles at some point, I guess. I guess Jade may or may not be on Raw tonight, may or may not be in the chamber this weekend. Guess we'll see. There
you go. I don't mind seeing Jade kind of take her time making her decision. Braun going to SmackDown sounds good. I wonder what they do with the tag titles, like you said. They're going to drop them right away. They're going to make it a main roster title run for a little bit.
What if Jade like takes too long to make a decision, and then like the money is run out? Like, you know what? We don't have the cap space for you anymore. We offered you all this money, but then we spent on Braun Breaker, and we spent on Tiffany Stratton, and we spent on Naomi. And who's Raw been signing?
The camera pans backwards, and it's Shawn Michaels standing at the doorway, just being like,
they just don't have any money left. And it's like, well, you know that $5 million that we offered you, we don't have that kind of cap space anymore. You got to take a vet minimum, play on a 1 year, prove yourself contract. You know, maybe you can sign a 10-day deal, and then maybe we can make that into a guaranteed deal. But we just don't have that $5 million max contract for you anymore. And then she's got to go, you know, she's got to sign the vet men, play in the G League for a couple of years down in NXT.
The NXT League, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Jade. Just took her time.
It's her fault.
It's true.
She took too long to decide, though. Then, you know, teams had to move on. Teams had to spend to fill out the rest of their roster. They couldn't wait around for her. That's what's happening. SmackDown's getting all these names right now. Adam Pearce is twiddling his thumbs, waiting on Jade, and you know their roster's becoming depleted.
He's just waiting for his next drink. Every time he has a run-in with Chelsea Green, I need a drink. Every time he's just jonesing for a drink. Every time you see him on camera, he's just done.
Why are we making Adam Pearce out to be a drinker?
It's not me. Every time you see him on camera, this is what he does. He's like, I need a drink, and everyone's like,
does
relate
he?
to that? Yeah, must be Monday. Yeah, after the Chelsea Green segment, he's like, I need a drink.
So it's one time.
No, there's been other times too, but I'm just saying most recently there was that.
What do you think Adam Pearce drinks?
Hennessy? Everything? Probably
Did you say Hennessy?
Hennessy.
What is Hennessy?
I said Hennessy.
Oh, you ever had Hennessy, Joel?
No, I have not.
Really?
It's not high on my list.
Uh,
Jade signing a 2-way contract.
yeah, she got to sign a 2-way deal, man.
Yeah. He ain't drinking AG1 unless he spikes it with Hennessy. That sounds gross.
I would drink Hennessy all the time in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a Kraken rum guy. Captain Morgan, Kraken, spiced rum.
I go very rum and Coke, but like Hennessy, I went on a big Hennessy kick for a while.
None of that shocks me.
Yeah. So I would drink that in college. I think it just got too expensive. So I was like, never mind. Can't do this. I can't do this every weekend.
Well, you know what? Adam Pearce certainly ain't drinking Terramana.
He might. That's just probably free.
Well, it's not because The Rock isn't showing up on Monday Night Raw anymore. Showed up once at the beginning of the year. He ain't showing up again.
Yeah, but
not until the end of March.
You underestimate the power of free here. If he gets it for free, he's probably drinking it, even if The Rock ain't showing up. You know what? Who cares? Rock ain't got to come to the show. Free drinks. I'm all for it.
He's going to break into SmackDown just to get the free drinks.
You don't have to break in. Rock's just probably sending him to Raw. Hey, AP, appreciate you. Keep killing it, AP. That's it.
Yeah.
Just sends him the drinks. Here's some free Terramana. Here's some free Zoa. And then the name of his things.
Probably.
Just remember when I had $7 in my pocket, now you can have 7 shots of Terramana all for free. You can have 7 sips of Zoa, and it'll make you feel like a millionaire, just like your boy Dwayne.
If you smell, anyway, I do like that they showed Grayson Waller talking to Paul Heyman on SmackDown. My idea for the $7 Productions presents the Grayson Waller effect in Perth seems to be in motion.
Yeah, he was talking. Paul Heyman was talking to old Grayson there. Now Grayson's got the segment with Rollins and Cody on Saturday. We'll see if it's sponsored by $7. Grayson's reading a book. He finished his story.
Good for him. Did you see the video that they posted from Roman Reigns' account where it's Roman and Paul, and it's like, where's Elimination Chamber? It's in Perth, my tribal chief. Oh, do I have to go? No, but Seth and Cody are going. Yes, they left this open-ended, like maybe I'll show up, maybe I won't, but I probably won't because it's Perth. He shouldn't, but maybe on the video screen. Hey, dum-dums up here.
Perth is beneath me.
Show
up in your country.
YouTube algorithm is already pushing Perth creators on me because I've mentioned it so many times. I'm getting this one guy, I guess his name's Bruce. He literally unclogs drains in Western Australia. It's like drain unclogged Australia. Yeah, it's really good. Someone actually pointed out the dude's name before I even heard it. Like, oh, Bruce, he rules. This guy's like 100,000 subscribers. He unclogs drains in Perth. And he's just really entertaining about it. And he loves his job. So that's how WWE knows they're doing a good job, when the YouTube algorithm pushes this shit on me. Literally.
I guess it's good work if you can get it unclogging drains. Sure. Why not?
That dude's probably going to be sitting front row. He's probably going to be on Media Row. Bruce from Drains Unclogged Australia here with Rhea Ripley. Rhea, talk to me about your toilets back home. How are they? And then she just goes into a whole thing. What are we doing? TikTokers clogging drains.
The TL Hopper was way ahead of his time, clearly.
Seriously.
Clearly. Yeah, can we get Bruce on this show?
I would love that.
Reach out to Bruce.
Bruce, if you're watching, let's have you on.
See if we can get Bruce to talk about Elimination Chamber coming this weekend. And also unclogging drains.
Could you imagine?
I got 12 kids. You know how many drains and stuff get clogged around here, Joel?
Believe me, I don't need to have 12 kids to tell you what that feels like. It's an unfortunate reality in my world. Anyway, we got a half hour until SP3 comes in. So let's talk about The Rock. Let's talk about this segment, throwing up those L's. Guns up. Rocky's going to run the gun club. Good for him. Very proud of him. Cross-brand superstar, The Rock. This segment live at the time.
You hated it, didn't you, Joel?
No, actually, I didn't. I was entertained. I was like, oh, he's gonna do the classic heel Rock shtick, and he did it. And some of the stuff really popped me. And like in the moment, I was like, okay, this is a Rock introducing himself to the reintroducing himself in this format to the audience.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Rock.
Thank you.
And R to the OC.
You're gonna keep going, eh?
Used to slang K down the OC.
Anyway,
CROCKOC. Yep. Oh, woo! Suck it, Top Dollar.
Telling you, it should be happening. This is something we should be doing. So it comes out. I do not dislike it. I actually quite enjoyed it live. And then the more I watched, the more I read, the more I thought, the more I enjoyed this. Is it layers? Time will tell. Was it intriguing? Absolutely. I thought this was well done. Throwing up L's all over the place. Looking at not Cody, looking at Roman, saying losers. Talking about the 49ers being big old losers. It was good stuff. What'd you think?
It was Rock was good. He was in his element here with the heel Rock, Hollywood Rock, whatever you want to call him. It was hilarious. People have tried to say, and maybe it's true, he didn't understand Cody's story because Cody won the Rumble and Rock just ignored that. He's just like, yeah, the 49ers, they can't just lose and cry about it and be like, oh, give me a rematch. Well, if the 49ers win the NFC Championship game next year, like Cody won the Rumble, they can just get their rematch because that's basically what happened with Cody. But people are like, oh, The Rock's getting the heat on himself and the Bloodline, which is true, which is good. I like to think that The Rock just doesn't watch the product and just thinks that Cody just came out and just is like, I'm facing you, Roman. And Rock is like, nope, not doing that. How can you just ask for this after you lost last year? It's much funnier that way. The Rock got the heat on himself. We got the heat on the Bloodline. It was a good promo. And then people are, pointing at, the possible Easter eggs of like, I'm going to make sure you lose. And he's pointing at Roman and he only mentions Roman. He doesn't say anything about Jimmy or Solo. Well, there might be some Easter eggs there. I think Rock's smart. I think Rock knows what he's doing.
I think Brian Gewirtz is smart and The Rock is smart to listen to him.
I like to think that The Rock has just not watched the product and he didn't realize Cody won the Rumble. He didn't know how to do the one. He just held up the L because he's just
he watches AEW. That's all. He's just like, oh yeah, Jay White, guns up, let's go.
I much prefer that Rock just doesn't watch the product, and this is what he decided to do. Much funnier to me.
So the Easter eggs. Do you think that this is? Do you honestly think that there's a possibility that these are Easter eggs, or is this possibly something that WWE just kind of picks up later and runs with?
I think it can almost be both, which is smart. Of like, oh well, if they do decide to run with it, it's like see this, and if they don't, it's just like, well, you put that in your own head, like you just made that up on your own. Rock was just doing his own thing. I think it is something they are running with, though. I was the first to say Rock was an undercover agent. Granted, I turned it into the plot of Hobbs and Shaw 2.
You did.
But I was still the first to say Rock was undercover in all of this. And, with these Easter eggs, it does make sense. Rock has been talking about long game. January, when he first mentioned head of the table, to April isn't super long. January to April next year is a long game. I do think Rock and Roman is still a match that's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not happening this year.
Nope.
At least seemingly. So next year makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
Does the Rock
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
This is something that we talked about. This is something that we when they announced the initial potential Rock Roman match, we were like, no, do it next year. And for everyone who's like, oh, you gotta do it now because Rock is, this age. I'm like, wrestlers are older now. I granted, active wrestlers are older now, but like successful ones in their bag, doing fine. You know what? Let's just bring out Action Mike Jackson. 76 years old, still walking the ropes. You don't need to have a big old spot fest of a match with The Rock. Rock goes and grabs a camera, puts it on his shoulder, does the thing, and then he talks a bunch of trash, grabs a microphone, gets on commentary. Like it's big pizzazz. That's all The Rock needs to do. Rock bottom, people's elbow, 1, 2, 3, we're out. Or eats the spear and the Roman bottom, whatever. 1, 2, 3, and Rock loses. I don't know the alignment in a year. It feels to me like you would have Roman Reigns be the babyface again or finally and go up against heel Rock and beat heel Rock. You wanted the other way around. I see your face. But in a world where Roman Reigns has been this dominant heel for so many years, how do you get there? First of all, if you turn him babyface, does it happen because of The Rock? We'll get there. Do you do it because of The Rock, or do you do it with the intention of The Rock remaining a heel off camera? How do we do it?
You ready for this, Joel?
Always.
Night 1.
I hate it already.
Rock and Roman against Seth and Cody, right? Rock loses to Cody. Cody gets the pin. Okay. Rock loses. Night 2, Roman and Cody. Roman wins. Thanks to The Rock. The Rock helps him out a little bit. And Roman Reigns wins. Stand tall. Throw up your tribal ones. There you go. We go on. We go a whole year-ish or so. Let's say Survivor Series, around Survivor Series, right? Roman's still the champion. Throw up your ones. Roman's still the champion. And he just decides, I don't need this dude anymore. This dude shows up less than I show up. Maybe you can do a War Games. Rocking a War Games? What? Yeah, rocking a War Games. He comes in last. I didn't need this dude anymore. Casts aside The Rock. He turns on The Rock. He beats down The Rock. He says, I've been carrying this company for almost a decade now. While you've been off making your move, I've been bringing them to new heights that not even you have seen. Rock, you weren't doing $1 billion when you were on top of the company. You weren't going here. You weren't going to Australia. You weren't selling out stadiums like I've been selling out stadiums. You weren't headlining WrestleMania every single year. You weren't holding the title for this long. You got like 5 title reigns for a combined 2 days. About 1 title reign for 2,000 days. Tosses them aside. That turns The Rock babyface. Roman remains the dominant heel. Rock and Roman, WrestleMania 41.
For the title?
Yeah, for the title.
No. It's the title part that it's like, no.
Why?
Why do it for the title?
Because the title's important.
To whom? To Roman. It's not important to The Rock.
To all of them. Yeah, it's important to Roman. So Roman, he's still the champion. It's important to The Rock.
Rock is still head of the table despite the loss to Cody at WrestleMania.
No, see, that's where you're wrong, though. Roman says, you lost to this idiot. You cost us that tag team match. I had to clean up your mess the next night at WrestleMania and beat Cody again. I had to clean that up for you. You embarrassed the family by losing at WrestleMania to this dork with his American flag tattoo on his neck. You embarrassed the bloodline with that performance. It's still important. All this is important.
Why do you hate Steven Jensen so much?
I don't hate Jensen at all.
You're just throwing out anti-Cody slander all the time. Why can't you just be happy for Steven Jensen?
Roman rules. That's why.
He does. I saw a statistic. Apparently, Roman Reigns has headlined 20% of WrestleManias.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Great.
I need that stat to be brought out like expeditiously, like everywhere. Michael Cole, Wade Barrett, everyone. I need an episode of NXT. They're not even talking about anything related to NXT. They're just like, did you know Roman Reigns headlined 20% of WrestleManias? Carmelo Hayes is about to headline his second Stand and Deliver. That's what I need. Oh man, but no, I don't think I'm a big fan of what you're putting down. I think
Acknowledge the tribal chief.
oh yeah, we can acknowledge him while he still loses the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Let
Why?
Cody go on and do his thing on his own, set
Nah.
up his own story with the title, and let Roman go and do his thing with The Rock. Maybe even slowly turn babyface. Does he have to face his own family? Probably not, unless The Rock suddenly says, "Look at this loser, huh? What a big loser! Come with me, my family. We're all winners here." He can promise you money. No, I've got money. I'll give you the money and the fame. You want to be in Moana? Solo, you're in Moana. You want to be in the next Fast movie? Jimmy, you're going to be the next Hobbs and the next Shaw. They're going to bring him over. Does The Rock take over the bloodline and Roman has to rescue everyone one by one because it's all about family?
No.
Why not?
No. This is awful.
Well, so is yours.
No, mine makes sense.
No, it doesn't. All yours
does. I literally laid it out to you. It makes
Yeah,
perfect
but it
sense.
do.
Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but because I don't like it means it doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it doesn't make sense. You're having a different argument here.
Oh, yeah,
You can
in
admit
sense
you
is-
can admit you don't like it, but it still makes sense.
In what ways does it make sense if you have Cody not win this match at WrestleMania 40?
Because he loses. What do you mean? How does it
He
not make
doesn't lose.
sense?
He's lost twice in like a year.
So he loses the Roman. He can't beat Roman. That makes sense.
Have him win. Let
Just
him win.
because you don't like it does not mean it does not make sense.
A lot of people being like they're both awful. That's kind of the point here.
Here's a spoiler for everybody, okay?
I
Here's a
hate it.
spoiler for everybody for night 2 of WrestleMania. If Cody Rhodes comes out with a new tattoo, he's losing. All
What
right?
if it's on his other neck?
He's losing. If he has a new tattoo, he's losing the match.
What if
Because he wants to take all the attention away from Roman.
if he comes over? He comes down to the ringside area and he draws no attention. He's just like, I don't see my daughter. I don't see my wife. I don't see Brody's kid. I don't see Manda. I don't see anybody. Get in the ring. He acknowledges nobody. And that's how you know he's winning the match.
He acknowledges his tribal chief.
Sure, why not? Tim Winninger Jr. sends a super chat saying, Rock pins Cody night 1. Cody pins Roman night 2. Rock takes over the bloodline. This is the thing that I was kind of talking about before, is if you do the tag match night 1, I kind of do want Cody to get pinned. Again, it sets up that 2 nights of storytelling. Those 2 nights of like, you got to come
I gave
back.
you your 2-night storytelling.
No, you gave me like a few months of nothing.
I gave you a year of storytelling.
You fast forwarded to Survivor
A
Series.
year.
We're all gonna get so upset, or not upset. We're gonna get so wrestling upset when they announce that the match with Roman and The Rock is like Saudi in June. Oh man! And then they do it again in Belgium, just because. On a house show.
Storytelling.
Anyway, we pitched the idea that Cody loses night 1. It'll get people up in arms, and that's just, it's a cliffhanger. Come back tomorrow night. Come and watch the show because this will be the story. And I like the idea of having Cody eat that pin, Cody having to face that last bit of adversity because he gets screwed out of it too. He gets screwed out of that victory. Rock wins because somebody basically, screwed him out of it. Not Seth, but like someone from the bloodline. And then we got to do next night is Cody and Roman. And then you do the Avengers whole thing where KO comes out and Sammy comes out and basically everyone stops the bloodline from interfering.
So when
then
do you do
Rock-
Cody? When do you do Cody and Rock?
When you do Cody and Rock?
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia. I don't know when you do it. It's not a WrestleMania match to me. You could do it at SummerSlam. You could do it in a big international show if they have it. But yeah, that's what's it.
You got to do Cody and Rock. If Rock pins Cody, you have to do that.
And I don't hate that idea. I would like to see Rock and Cody do something because this all started because of Cody and Rock, right? It was taking counsel and then the pivot. And there's still a story about Cody.
Okay,
and Rock.
but then Cody wins that and then Rock loses. And so now you just got Roman and Rock feuding over who the biggest loser is.
Yeah, as is tradition in wrestling. So that's that.
No.
Why not? Why not have the Rock? The Rock is the heel. It's just like you can have the heel. Look at Shinsuke
The
Nakamura.
Rock ain't going to be heel for very long.
We don't know that.
The Rock's a baby face. The Rock, even the crowd still wants to cheer for The Rock. The crowd still loves The Rock. He's very good at making them boo because he's making, haha, the Utah Jazz suck. Oh, look at Cody. Even some of the Cody stuff, they were kind of cheering a little bit. He had to go like sports references to get the crowd to turn against them. Crowd still wants to cheer The Rock. You can't go. I don't think a full-time heel Rock, long-lasting, is going to work.
Okay, that's fine. Don't do the Rock match against Cody.
But if Rock pins Cody, you have to.
Why do you have to? Because the Rock's going to come back and say, I pinned you?
Otherwise, what are you doing if Rock pins Cody and then Rock isn't like, hey, I beat you, I want a title shot?
Cody
that makes no sense.
It was all part of the plan.
What? The plan to make Cody look like a giant loser before he wins?
Yeah, and to make Roman, his ego overcame him and he lost. Because he thought that if one person pinned me, that would just shatter my feeling. That would just shatter all of my expectations, and then I would lose. But no, I devised a plan. The Rock would pin me.
What? See, now you've lost it. At least mine makes sense. You don't have to like it. It makes sense.
The Rock was a heel against John Cena. It's true.
Yeah, he was there for like a week.
That's probably what we're going to see after WrestleMania. I said it, like we said this again, where the night after Mania is probably when you get the start to the setup for Rock and Roman for next year. And we do Once in a Lifetime Part 3. Thrice in a lifetime. But the build is there. So it becomes twice in a lifetime for the build.
Rock's going to be a babyface for this feud.
I don't know yet. The only reason I'm not sure about that is because it's been, what is that? It's been 3 years of doing this Roman character. People still want to cheer this Roman character like they do The Rock. They do. But for long term, if you want to set up Roman as that last baby face riding off to the sunset, because he might only have a couple years left before he does something else. We don't know. But like, if that's it, then that's it. You could just have the turn. Do a double turn at WrestleMania. Really screw people's faces off.
How's it double turn? How are you doing? Who's turning heel?
Let's say The Rock's the heel, Roman's the face. Do a double turn. We're back to where we started.
What WrestleMania are you talking about now?
41. We're doing Rock Roman at 41.
Okay.
A year later.
Who's the baby face?
The baby face going into it, we'll call it Roman Reigns.
And then they double turn and then Roman's a heel again?
And we're back to where we started, baby.
These aren't good, Joel. You know.
I mean,
right?
It was good except for the part where I just did that.
It wasn't good before that, though.
Yeah, it was. You got to listen. You have a year to tell a Roman and Rock story.
Yeah, and I told you how you tell it.
Not very well.
Again, just because you don't like it does not mean it does not make sense.
Fast forward into Survivor Series.
There's a lot of stuff in between there. Do you want me to book out month by month? I will.
No, because I can just tell you, you get to WrestleMania again, you do Rock and Roman. You set up the match the night after WrestleMania. Look at that. I just did what you did. I just didn't wait till Survivor Series to book it. I just said night after WrestleMania.
You don't have any beats in your story, though.
Neither did you. Your beat was going to War Games and doing a beatdown, and then that's it. Then we do a match at Mania.
Okay, fine. I will book this whole thing out.
I would rather we don't in the time that we have.
Well, again, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it doesn't make sense.
I mean, listen, chat's already decided they don't like any ideas here.
What do you want to happen, chat? What do you think?
What do you want to talk about, chat? Super chat your answers. SP3's here in 10 minutes. Then I duck out because Jeremy hates me.
Thank God. Well, I don't know what you're doing here, Joel.
I'm not giving you the answers you want. That's the problem.
You're just throwing ideas
you want.
You're not giving me any answers.
I am giving you answers. Cody wins. Next night, Rock and Roman start a thing. and then we go to
But
40.
how? You're not saying how. They just start a thing.
They start a thing. They do a promo in the ring. Rock slaps Roman. Roman slaps Rock. 1 year from now, who's the head of the table? I'll show you. Look at that.
You're making but you don't know who the baby face is. You don't know who the heel is.
Neither does The Rock. He's coming in talking all willy-nilly about shit. Rock ain't a heel. Rock's an undercover agent, according to everyone else. We don't know. He doesn't know either.
I'm sorry for trying to make sense of things.
It's wrestling. It's WWE. Stop trying to make sense of things. Cody's
I'm
gonna.
sorry for
Everyone's
having
waiting
a
for Cody.
standard.
Yeah, it's not. Don't have standards. It's wrestling.
Sorry.
It's like people wanting Cody to explain why, the Royal Rumble, why he gave it up to The Rock. And everyone's like, oh, he's got to do it on SmackDown. And then they're like, oh, he's got to do it tonight on Raw. Oh, no, he's got to do it next week. And I don't think they're going to be crossing paths, Rock and Cody and Roman, for a couple of weeks now. Well, definitely not this Friday on SmackDown because it's taped. But I don't think they'll be doing it this week. Yeah, just yada Seth. We just did. Seth doesn't exist.
You guys are watching too much Raw with your burgers, your McDonald's. I'm over here booking like my guy, acknowledged tribal chief Roman Reigns, the filet mignons, the third inning.
The Five Guys.
Trying to tell a story.
You're trying to do with Five Guys for the first time?
Trying to give you logic and storytelling. You're just like, yeah, you just do a thing and then another thing and a thing and a thing and a thing and then wrestling. Yeah.
How much you getting paid to book wrestling?
This is why wrestling is where it's at. This is why no one cares about wrestling. This is why dorks are online doing, where's the story in this AEW match? You guys don't pay attention. You guys are just accepting of whatever they throw at you. You just accept it. You're like, yes, thank you. Thank you, AEW, for giving me this dream match. Thank you, WWE, for The Rock. Yeah, The Rock is back. Woo! Thank you, Cody. Finish the story. Thank you, Cody. Thanks. Catchphrase, big lights. That's all you care about. I'm over here trying to make sense of all this stuff. You guys are just accepting.
Somebody please go back in our archives and find every time Jeremy's tried to make sense of things. It exists, Jeremy. Stop it. Stop it.
I do try to
They're
make
booing
sense.
you. They're booing you here.
They're booing me because I'm right.
No, they're saying you sound bitter. Are you angry, Jeremy? Are you
Please
angry?
do not write that I'm angry.
I think they're going to write that you're angry.
Please do not write that I'm angry. I'm not angry. I'm letting you know that you don't have to accept this stuff. You just don't.
You're right. You're right. Heterosero should have never come to AEW. Never.
You can care. You can have stuff that makes sense. You don't have to just be like, yeah, The Rock's back. Woohoo. Yay. Just make stuff make sense. That's the problem. Too many people just want to go in here, just be like, this is how I would book it. All right, well, what would you do here? I don't know. Just make it up.
Yeah, I'm not the one getting paid to do it. You pay me to do it, I'll write you a full ass story, but I get paid to do it, so I'm just
have
going
a
to
standard, Joel.
Yeah,
why does it have to be about money?
My standard is pay me, and I will write you a story.
You get paid to do this show, allegedly.
Allegedly is the right word you're using. That's right.
Have a standard. That's all. Just have a standard.
Yeah, stop using logic. It doesn't work here.
Instead of just spouting off nonsense, actually give the people
what gets people
something.
The nonsense is how I basically booked WWE in 19 and 20, and it all happened.
Just give the people a little something. We should hold our show to the standard instead of just like, who cares? We'll just accept this. They're just going to do this. It actually makes sense of stuff. And then people will maybe walk away and be like, hey, you know what? Jeremy made a lot of sense with this. Maybe I don't agree with what Jeremy, maybe I don't want Roman Reigns to hold the title for another year here. Maybe that's a dumb idea, but you know what? Jeremy laid it out well and explained himself well, articulated it well, and it made a whole lot of sense. Even if I didn't like the idea, that's fine. I could take that. I could take people not liking my ideas. I don't like half my ideas. I just kind of say it just for fun, but I'm at least going to make it make sense. Top Dollar is still ducking me, coward.
We spent a half an hour talking about TikTokers.
Yeah, that was good though.
That was good. That was probably the best part of this episode.
That made more sense than whatever that group. What is their name? That makes more sense than whatever they do.
What is their name in that group?
Yeah.
Oh man, so frustrating. Did you see Nick Nemeth taking on Speedball at Bloodsport?
Speedball's 0-2 at Bloodsport.
He's about to go 0-3 against
Giant.
Kent State Superman Nick Nemeth. I saw the match and I was just like, what? But I love that they're gonna do it. It looks
Bloodsport's fun in that because it's a good like styles make fights match because Nemeth is like a grappler wrestler.
Yeah.
And Speedball known for like striking and stuff. So like honestly, Nemeth should take him down in like 2 seconds and submit him. And that should be that.
I would. That'd be a great shock too, like in the best possible way.
Are you sure? Are you sure they don't want? They shouldn't do like a 10-minute match like Ronda and Shayna Baszler. You were thrilled with that, Joel.
I mean, yeah, that was definitely match of SummerSlam weekend.
When I told you it should have ended with a flying knee immediately, which would have been a lot better.
Yeah, well, here we are.
I'm sorry for presenting great and logical ideas.
You have to stop trying that. It's not good.
I apologize. I apologize, everyone, for having a standard with good to great ideas on this show. And just in general.
I don't know about the in general part. I don't know about that. This is great. This is actually where I just had a sponsor read, so that's good. 122. Thank you. Did you see the Elias match? The Elijah match versus Speedball? That was a good start. Hot start from Elijah. Looks good. Are you looking for a video to play?
Not looking for anything.
Oh, that's a shame.
But see, Cody, he's an idiot.
Yeah, I just wanted to play that. Just put it out there.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Anyway, what's next?
You tell me, Joel. If I try to say something to bring logic and sense to this show, I just get shot down and no one seems to care. So whatever nonsensical idea you would like to talk about, Joel, go for it.
So, The Undertaker, huh? Why are you so bitter? Jeremy, why are you bitter? Senior Nerd is asking why you're bitter.
I'm not.
But we're here, and you're stonewalling us. You're stonewalling the chats.
I'm not.
Then what do you want to talk about?
You tell me, Joel. You bring an idea here.
Let's talk about Monday Night Raw before SP3 comes in. How about that?
Okay.
Raw's on Monday.
Yeah.
Today is Monday.
Yeah.
What's going on this Monday?
You tell me, Joel.
Well, no, you're the guy who writes for the site, so you typically have that stuff put up on the website. So I figured you would have something off the top of your head.
Jey Uso and Gunther.
There you go.
Cody and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Drew and Cody. It's a big match.
Sure. I assume it just ends in a DQ. Everybody just moves on. No one really cares. Jey and Gunther. It's ended in a DQ. Let's move on. No one cares.
I mean, I assume the Gunther and Jey match ends with a DQ because someone's brother comes out, gets involved.
Everything just ends in a DQ, and we move on.
Nihilistic Jeremy doesn't really work for me. You just hear.
I'm letting you know what WWE is going to book, and everybody's just going to accept it. Hey, DQ. Woohoo. Cody can't lose. We can't have Cody lose before WrestleMania. Drew can't lose before he's in his Elimination Chamber match. Jey can't lose. We can't have Jey Uso lose. Gunther, he can't lose. He's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. None of these guys should ever lose. Nobody should lose in wrestling.
Should SP3 lose?
SP3 can't lose. No one should ever lose in wrestling.
You've inherited a very upset human being tonight.
Not upset at all.
Why is he upset?
I'm not.
He's in his feelings.
Oh man.
He's upset because people don't like his booking. He's upset because people aren't liking the things that he's saying.
What is Jeremy's booking? I'm curious.
Logical SP3. Logical booking. People apparently don't like that.
Logic and reason is not, wrestling strong suit.
Logical booking.
I'm interested now. I'm interested in your booking.
Well, I'm going to let you pitch Jeremy to SB3.
Yep.
I'm going to leave. Good night, everybody. See you on Wednesday. SB3 is here. Bye-bye.
Bye, Joel.
All right. Thank God Joel's gone. All right. So
Still here, damn it.
Thank God Joel's gone. All right. So here's my booking, SB3.
Okay.
All right. Here's my booking. People might not like it. That's fine. You do Rock and Roman against Cody and Seth at night 1 WrestleMania, right?
Okay.
That seems to be where we're headed.
Yeah.
Cody pins The Rock. Okay. Cody pins him. Night 2, Rock and Roman. Acknowledge your tribal chief. Roman wins, right? Sorry, Cody fans. Don't really care about your feelings. Roman wins. Roman continues his reign. Roman shows up whenever he's going to show up. Rock shows up every now and again, but they start like side-eyeing each other a little bit. Rock tries to overstep through in the coming like months and everything. And Roman, you got a big Roman Reigns here because Roman, he looked like he was a background player on SmackDown. Yeah, you gotta big this man up, longest reigning champion and everything. Roman starts to like take exception of Rock overstepping a little bit. You get to Survivor Series, right? Roman and the Bloodline, they beat down The Rock. Maybe you do a War Games. Maybe. I don't know. But you beat down The Rock. And Roman says, you lost to Cody in that tag team match. You almost cost this family everything. You come back here acting like you're running things just because you've gone off and done things in Hollywood. I've been carrying this company. I've taken this company to heights you ain't never seen before. Selling out stadiums. When were you selling out stadiums? Main event in WrestleMania for a decade. How many WrestleMania main events you got? 2 nights of WrestleMania. I did that. Surpassing Hogan. I did that. Longest reign. You've had like 10 title reigns for a combined 2 days. I've had 1 title reign for 2 years, 3 years, 2,000 days.
4 years. Yeah.
You are not running this family. I am. And then you set up for WrestleMania next year. Rock and Roman for the title. Once in a lifetime, twice, whatever. People are mad at this because Cody's got to finish his story. Oh, we can't have Cody lose again at WrestleMania. This story.
I'll tell you what you got wrong there and why people should be upset. See, this is the problem with wrestling fans in general. They get upset, but it's not for the right reasons.
Fair.
That's usually what happens. Like the Darby Allin promo, everybody's getting upset. Oh, he mentioned he's referencing Cody. I was upset he didn't reference getting bloody the week before and getting beaten down with the bat. So like you gotta understand the reason that's not logical is that Rock and Roman are not losing to Seth Rollins. Yeah, just that. Like Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes with anyone. Yeah. Cody Rhodes with Dustin Rhodes. I would be like, yeah, okay, I can see that. They're brothers. They work together more. That makes sense. Brother versus cousins. Cousins don't really work together well. I usually always fight with my cousins anyway. That makes sense. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins beating Roman Reigns and The Rock. I don't think if we resurrected Albert Einstein, he could come up with an equation that makes sense to me. That doesn't make sense. Rock and Roman are not
haven't teamed up though.
But Rock and Roman are not losing to Seth Rollins. Everyone at the kickoff show was talking about Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Rock, and then that other guy in the corner there that yelled at them after Rock slapped Cody in the face. And the guy that Roman sunned and shoot away into the corner. That guy's gonna win the main event and rest. Yeah, okay.
Cody's getting the pin. Cody's getting the pin here, SB3, not Seth.
No, this is how and the second problem here is that you're not thinking. What is The Rock's new catchphrase? It's not if you smell what The Rock is cooking. It's not if you smell what the Bloodline is cooking. It's not finally The Rock has come back to. It's not finally your life has had meaning. No, his new catchphrase is signing off. You're a long gamer. So I already got the long game. I see what The Rock is doing. The Rock came back 10 years ago. And he came back for 2 WrestleMania. Now he's saying long game. He's coming back for 3, y'all. So this is how you set up at 40, 41, and 42. You have Rock and Roman win with Rock getting the win in the matchup. He could pin Seth Rollins. I honestly think he should pin Cody Rhodes because it flows in nicely into next year's WrestleMania, because the next night Cody Rhodes finishes his story, beats Roman Reigns. Then you have the overarching story for the whole year of who is really the head of the bloodline. Is it the guy that got the win in the main event of WrestleMania, or is it the guy that basically when we've been seeing Rock and Roman on screen together, it's Roman Reigns is only propped up to look the size of Rock because he has a title underneath his feet. He is not the same height as The Rock. The Rock is little brothering him, but he is propped up and he looks like he's the same height. He looks like he's the same level of star because of this title reign. Once the title reign is gone, you have the story of who is in charge of the bloodline. And then it sets up with the tag team match, Rock and Cody next year at WrestleMania. In the lead up to WrestleMania, you can have Rock put his superiority and become the leader of the bloodline by sending, because he is part of the elders, y'all. He is the high chief. He's part of the elders. He's the one that sent Solo. So as quickly like that, he is Thanos to the low key of Roman Reigns. We've all been in Avengers 1. Now we're in Infinity War. He's going to snap his fingers and he's going to turn on low key, and Solo's going to hit him with the spike. And then you set up Solo and Roman for 41. And then 42 is Rock and Roman, when Netflix will probably be in the US, where WWE Network is available on Netflix. So it will be the most watched WrestleMania of all time. Remember, that's what The Rock keeps talking about in all these interviews. He wants Rock and Roman to be the most watched WrestleMania of all time. In 2026, their deal with Peacock is done, and they have a quick exit right to Netflix. That will be the most watched WrestleMania. Rock is setting up for 3 WrestleManias, y'all.
So Roman's the babyface.
Yep.
Rock's the heel.
Yep. This is how you turn Roman Reigns babyface.
At least you made sense with that, SB3. Joel tried to pitch something. He tried to pitch something similar, but it was just all over the place. It was nonsensical. This is my argument. I don't care if you don't like my idea. That's fine. Make it make sense. I don't think Rock's doing 3 WrestleManias. You might be right. I don't think Rock's doing 3 WrestleManias. But you know what?
I don't think he's going to probably be able to do it, but I think he wants to do it. That's the key.
I don't know if he wants to.
I think he does. I think he is thinking long game. It's not people have not been talking enough about the fact that the Netflix deal and The Rock becoming on TKO happen hours apart, y'all. Like this, it feels like this is him looking like, okay, 2 years from now. Okay. Like,
see, that's what I thought. That's what I thought initially when he was doing media that day and he was talking about it. I thought, oh, they're going to do Roman and Rock next year, not this year.
Well,
but then, of course,
next year is only going to be available outside the US. Yes. That's what I'm saying. 2026. If he's really thinking long game, that's the year that it's probably going to be available on Netflix.
I'm not putting in The Rock that he's thinking all the way to 2026 with this stuff when he couldn't even get his act together last year to come to do WrestleMania. I did think he was thinking at least next year when this, but then they did that SmackDown segment where Rock came out, confronted Roman Reigns, and they had to basically reverse course because the crowd chanted, "We want Cody." And it's like, I don't know if he was even thinking next year. I think he was thinking this year. And then they realized, oh, and then now he's done, long game, because we got to try to make sense of this stuff, even though we still haven't had some explanation on some of this stuff. I'm fine with what you're saying because it makes sense, SP3. This has been my argument today. This is why Joel thinks I'm mad. I'm not mad at all. What I don't want is people dismissing the idea just because you don't like it. Okay, just because you don't like the idea does not mean it at least isn't nonsensical. That's been my argument, SP3. That's why Joel thinks I'm mad, is because I'm coming up with logical ideas and people are just like, I don't like that idea, so it's a bad idea, and it's
instead
terrible.
Of coming up with an alternative, you have to come up with a solution. You can't just point, that's a problem. That you have to say that's a problem. Here's the solution. You have to come up with something that is a contrary thought.
Joel was like, what do you mean? You just went all the way to Survivor Series and then you did something. Joel, meanwhile, was like, you do this, and then he was going all the way to next year WrestleMania. He didn't even have a Survivor Series beat in there. I can lay it out month by month, beat by beat, if you want me to. I'm just putting in the big turning points here. That's all. Joel, it's just...
No, I smelled what you're cooking. You were cooking good. I just said, like, my only issues with it is that I don't see a world where Rock and Roman's losing to Seth Rollins, and I think that Rock is thinking long term. But no, I don't see. Other than that, I don't see an issue with what you were proposing, because I think that it is a realistic possibility that people should get used to now and just think about Jeremy's idea just in case Roman does beat Cody this year at WrestleMania.
I'm also trying to ease fans into accepting that Cody's going to lose. All right, because it's a possibility. Everybody, I know you think he's going to finish the story. Everything, I get it. They weren't thinking about him finishing the story when he's like, "I'm going to take everything from you, but not at WrestleMania. Here's the Rock." They weren't thinking about him finishing his story at WrestleMania. They were thinking, Cody, I guess, will be on the card. He won the Rumble. Sure. Maybe he'll face Seth. Maybe he won't face Seth. Maybe he'll challenge Gunther. Who knows? They weren't thinking about his story, though. I think Rock's watched the product for about 2 decades now. Rock was back and wasn't even watching the product. He's like, who's the biggest guy? John Cena? All right. What else is going on? Punk? Champ? No. Just give me that title. I'll face Cena.
I'll end his reign. How about that? That'll make the
care about his
second match with Cena bigger, right? I will say, though, gotta give WWE credit, because my whole thing with just months ago, like 4 or 5 months back, of Cody Rhodes possibly facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, I was like, how is this supposed to be hotter than what it was last year? When Cody Rhodes had been off for some time, just comes back, got the new car smell of just coming back. And then you got Roman Reigns, who is in one of the greatest storylines WWE has ever produced with the Bloodline. Like, it was like 2 kind of forces coming together for a big time WrestleMania main event. And somehow, some way, through messing up and tripping over themselves, this feels hotter than what it felt last year. Like, this is more mainstream. I'm seeing, like, Joe Budden's talking about it on his podcast. ESPN is giving it more coverage, the mainstream coverage, because of the fan outrage. Like, for better or worse, it feels hotter than Cody and Roman did last year.
It does. I mean, Rock is a big part of that. I think if Cody just wins the Rumble, I still think it would have been hot. Would have been hot as last year? I don't know. Cody was... He maintained throughout the year way better than I think a lot of people expected, because everybody was like, "Oh, well, they missed their shot there. You only get this shot once. They're gonna get it twice. Man, we'll see if they miss it a second time." I do think Cody should win at WrestleMania. By the way, I do think he should. Like, you're not gonna get this third shot. You're just not gonna happen. But just prepare yourself for potential Cody loss at WrestleMania. Just prepare yourself for it. Everybody.
And it's not even coming down to Cody not being ready. Cody's been ready. It's the fact that I really feel like WWE, I've been on this for months. I don't think WWE still knows what happens when Cody finishes his story. Like, they don't know what's the story then?
Damian Priest cashes in and it lasts one day.
He was like, well, thankfully Rock's back, so it feels like the Bloodline can be back. Like, it felt like that jumped the shark with Jimmy Uso turning heel at SummerSlam, but somehow, some way, they brought this guy in, and it feels like the Bloodline storyline has some years left.
Cody wins the title on Sunday, comes out Monday night, big celebration. I finished the story, yeah, pia. And then here comes Judgment Day, because they run Monday Night Raw, and they're like, congratulations on finishing your story. But now Now you got a target on your back. Now you got the Judgment Day target on your back. How about tonight? You give Dirty Dominic beats Ray at WrestleMania or something. I don't care.
I was like, they had that. They can't do that again. I was like, no, they missed the boat on that one too last year. But
Yeah, they can run back Dominic and Ray.
I
Everybody
know,
loves
but
that
they need to wait a little bit before they do that. Ray's got
match.
unfinished business already.
You give Dominic a win at WrestleMania, and who he beats? He beats Gunther. Who cares? I'm just kidding. Dominic wins at WrestleMania, and Dominic is like, yeah, face me. And Dominic and Cody, main event, Monday Night Raw. Cody wins. Judgment Day beatdown, cash in, Priest. Raw after Mania ends with Priest winning the title. And then he's the new champion.
Oh, so much heat.
And then Cody's.
That'll be so much heat. I really want to see that now. I am down for this.
All right, there we go.
There you go.
My air, okay.
Yeah.
And then Cody's
I wasn't sure, so I was just filling in the dead air just in case it was me.
Cody's gotta move on to his next story. Priest cashing in at the end of Mania. I think that is hilarious. Sure, Cody gets that title for like 2 seconds and gets it taken from him. I also think one day is just kind of funny of like, oh, he finished it. Good. Like he's gonna get a nice reign out of this, and then it's just one day instead of the immediacy.
That's a Dusty reign. He would be living his dad's dream. That's what his dad would have wanted. He would have wanted to hold the WWF title for one day.
Because then like Cody fans think they're safe.
Yeah.
After like WrestleMania ends and he's got the title, it's like, Cody's done it. He's gonna get a nice reign out of this. And then the next day they learn no. Whereas if you do it immediately after he wins the title, like you ruin the moment, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
But like there's no security in that. The Cody fans are like, yeah, oh no, they're like immediately disappointed. But if you give them like a little security of thinking he's gonna hold that title for like more than a day, that's funnier to me. Sorry.
So I got the see. This is what we're doing. We're really having like what we're probably like WWE and AEW like booking meetings have, where Jeremy just pitched the idea, and I'm gonna play off of that idea of you have Cody win next night. Judgment Day comes out. And then they jump Cody, and they're Priest teasing the cash in Money in the Bank, and Punk faking like an 8th grader trying to ask a girl out at the school dance before the school dance, and then Randy Orton comes out to make the save, and it sets up Cody and Randy versus the Judgment Day in the main event. Okay. Cody and Randy win. We end the night with Cody and Randy standing tall. RKO to set up Cody's first challenger of Randy Orton. Randy Orton turns heel on Cody to end the night. It basically be playing off of what happened last year with Brock Lesnar turning on him, and it's 1 year later, and it sets up a big time challenger for him in Randy Orton.
I like that. I like that. I mean, Damian Priest still looks stupid for not cashing in.
But that's the point. Like I'm convinced. I'm convinced, ladies and gentlemen. 2 things that Triple H is not good at that we've seen in the 2 years that he's been in power, nearly 2 years, he's been in creative control and a part of control because it's not talked about too often. Isn't he still the head of talent relations?
I don't think so. I'm not positive, but I don't know who that is anymore.
I don't know, but the 2 things it look like he's not good at, Triple H is not good at booking men's Money in the Bank winners and negotiating with free agents. That seems to be his 2 kind of flaws as in this control, whatever title chief content officer and all the other titles he has. It seems to be his 2 main flaws as of late.
Yeah, he was. And then it says on the official website, prior to his current role, Levesque was WWE's executive vice president, talent relations, where he was responsible for talent relations and talent developmental departments. So that was prior to. So yeah, I don't think he is now. I don't know what you would call him now, or who that is, who fills that role now. Yeah, his Money in the Bank history. Well, I mean, He got saddled with Austin Theory. I don't think.
But like people keep. Why does people always say that as like that's supposed to be like the excuse or the crutch for him? No, but you booked him worse than any other Money in the Bank winner.
What?
Like it's not like he was saddled with someone he didn't want. He could have just had him lose. Damian Sandow lost. Baron Corbin lost. It hurt all their careers. It's gonna hurt your career regardless if you don't cash in successfully, unless you're John Cena. But there is ways to do it, and then there's what he did with Austin Theory.
Real quickly, it says in 2022 that Dan Ventrell was the EVP of talent. So I assume that means he was the talent. Yeah. He will oversee the company's talent department and report to Paul Levesque. So it seems like that's the new talent relations department from 2022. Back to Austin Theory. Yes, he could have been booked better. I don't blame Triple H for not booking him better. We had a big Austin Theory discussion.
I did watch that the other day when you had the Austin Theory discussion.
Yeah, I don't want to rehash
Austin Theory. I think he's talented, but you made good points.
Yeah,
I think he's talented, but he got too much too soon. And I like I said, I think that Vince McMahon didn't do well booking him. Triple H hasn't done well booking him, and he might be just DOA.
There might be a reason for why they've not done well booking him. I think Vince tried.
Yeah, Vince tried.
Which, he there just ain't a lot there with Austin Theory. Just, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And then instead of like trying to make Fetch a thing, Triple H was just like, nah, we're not even gonna try to do this. Just you go away.
Have his U.S. title championship run die on SmackDown.
Yeah. Do you think Gunther loses the Intercontinental Championship tonight?
No. I think if they have an eye on WrestleMania, I would guess that out of nowhere we'll probably have like Jimmy Uso interfered to help him, or you could just have Gunther beat Jay, and then after the match, Jimmy comes out to beat him up, because Gunther is a champion that is capable of just beating Jay Uso.
Yeah. I think Gunther can just beat him straight up. I do expect Jimmy to be part of this, because you got to get to that actual Mania like setup for them, because they had the tease in the Rumble.
If they're still doing that,
I think they are. I feel like that's been a match that's been like penciled in for the longest time, and I don't know, like, if you're not gonna do it now, when the hell are you gonna do it? That turn was at SummerSlam. Like, I don't know what you're waiting for after this. This would be the opportunity of Jimmy costing Jay, have him come to SmackDown and then go from there. Yeah, I think Jimmy will probably interfere.
Who do you think versus Gunther at WrestleMania?
I don't know. I will say in Chad Gable should basically finish his story.
He does not look close to over with the fans the way he was 6 months ago when he feuded with Gunther.
Nobody is, though.
Sammy's got the story.
Yeah, Sammy actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and the whole him being Rocky, and you're heading into Philly, and the Ivan Drago's right there as the champion.
Yeah, Sammy's probably the best call on that. I don't know if they're going to have Sammy win, though. They might just continue just to beat Sammy. But
yeah, I'm not sure if Rocky's going to win this one.
Yeah. But Sammy does make a lot of sense for Gunther and winning the Intercontinental title and ending Gunther's reign. That's a good shout. I think people almost overlook Sammy because I think people want it to be like a guy who's not made. Yeah. And Sammy's largely made. And that's why I don't think people are going to be disappointed because they love Sammy. But I understand why people are like looking at a guy like Gable, or even like they've completely neutered like Gargano at this point, but somebody like Gargano who it's like, oh yeah, we can make this guy with this story.
And it does look like they might be about to heat up Gable because he has a match with Ivar tonight. So they can get him a win, get his win back against Ivar. They had a great match earlier, last month. So I think they'll have a good match tonight. And then he can get the win and maybe parlay that into getting that WrestleMania. But he just doesn't feel hot. And it's all on the booking. Once again, I point to the booking because he was hot 6 months ago when he feuded with Gunther. And all they did was like, okay, we're going to put you back on this Viking Raiders treadmill you've been on for the past 2 years. 2 years! These two teams have been fighting and feuding off and on. Like, it's mind-boggling how long that's gone on.
Yeah, I did say no one could take a loss, not even Ivar. Yeah, people wanted Braun on Raw to possibly face Gunther. It looks like Braun's going to be, doesn't look like he has now signed with SmackDown. We'll see what they end up doing with him for SmackDown. What about Drew and Cody tonight? That's a weird one where I feel like they're going to DQ finish that because I don't know if they want either guy to lose.
Yeah, I was like, I was perplexed when they made that for Raw because I was like, months ago, I thought that would probably be what Cody, like a big pay-per-view, a PLE matchup for Cody in the lead up to WrestleMania, probably at Elimination Chamber. But they're doing it on Raw here. I think if we do get a finish, it's Cody winning. But yeah, I don't suspect it to have a finish. I suspect like Nakamura to come out and then Sammy comes out and then they set up a tag team match for next week.
I don't need Nakamura continuing this nonsense.
Yep, he's still here, guys. He's still here. I do think that Drew is the favorite to win the Chamber, though.
Yeah, I don't know if either of these guys. It's a weird match to book. And this is one of those where it's like, why are you booking this when neither guy should take a loss? So just like, don't book it if you're just going to give us a DQ finish, which I suspect they are going to give us, because Drew probably shouldn't be losing before the Chamber where he is the favorite to win. And then Cody definitely shouldn't be losing before WrestleMania. Oh, like they will be fine if they take a loss. I say that in a like both of these guys are up there enough to where fans will be like, all right, sure, they lost. It's not going to hurt them. They can rebound. If Drew loses, he can win the Chamber. He can, say his truth and people will rally back against him or behind him, however you want to look at it, and it'll be okay. It's a weird match to book though. Maybe they do a winner. If they do a clean finish, like more power to them. I just don't know if they will.
I give them credit if they are able to do that, but I don't suspect that.
Yeah, it just seems if you're gonna do it, like do it early. I hate when they do these 20-minute main events and then they do a DQ finish. Yeah,
do it like middle of the show and then main event with Gunther and Jey Uso.
Yeah, even though that might have interference, at least you'll get a finish out of it. I'll take an interference finish over a non-finish.
True.
Yeah. Anything else on Raw that stands out to you?
The Last Chance Battle Royale. Do you think we get Jade Cargill?
I don't know. I saw the graphic that leaked and was out there. I feel like Shayna's just gonna win.
I can see that. No, I don't. I can't see that because they don't like all the ladies that I saw on the graphic for Raw. I'm just like, man, I don't know who's winning this. Like, they don't like any of them. These are just challengers of the month. This is just someone who's gonna lose in the Chamber or probably be the first one out.
The Chamber, like Becky's winning the Chamber, so
yeah,
you're just putting somebody in there to put them in there. Is Indy not in the Elimination Chamber?
I think she's in the Battle Royale. So she could win to get one Australian outside of Rhea Ripley on this card.
Yeah.
They just said Bronson, no, not this Elimination Chamber. You got a last Elimination Chamber. You can't get this year.
I think Indy should win in that case. You got to get Indy on this card since Bronson, his wife is expecting. Understandable. He might not be able to make this event. it can't be just Rhea. Like, you're doing this big show, you got to have Indy on there somewhere.
I think you might be right. I'm not the biggest Indy Hartwell fan. I think she has charisma. She can be a good character. I'm not too enthused with her wrestling, but other than that, I think that she's cool, and you can give her a nice little spotlight at the Elimination Chamber. So I wouldn't mind her winning.
They're usually
Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green should win, but she's the most entertaining.
Yeah, they're probably not going to have Chelsea Green win.
Think of the comedy of Chelsea Green in the Elimination Chamber. Come on.
The Rock's big announcement was that Zoa is the only energy drink packing big Dwayne energy.
Oh,
that was
big,
he teased
Big D energy.
Yes, he teased this announcement, and that's all it was. Zoa has big Dwayne energy. So there you go.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Zoa. I wasn't watching earlier, but did you guys talk about the Will Ospreay Michael Oku match?
We talked a little bit. We made jokes that Will Ospreay lost, and he's a giant loser going to AEW now.
Absolutely. You gotta he took the big L right in front of his boss. Tony was just watching that like, you'll never be doing this on the indies again.
Yeah. Tony Khan was cheering like, yeah, sign this big old dork of a loser. Should have signed Michael Oku.
Hey, Michael Oku, man, he put out a great performance, man. That was a great babyface performance. This dude had me feeling like I was watching a black British Tanahashi at the end. When he goes up for that first fall splash on the back, and then he goes back up the same way Tanahashi did, I started getting hyped like I was watching Tanahashi. That was great stuff. Great finish. One of the best matches I've ever seen on like the independent scene, and right up there, Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. in that match is the match of the year so far.
I liked Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. a little bit more, but that's probably my Danielson bias. Speaking,
mine too. Like I can't decide. I literally just watched it before I jumped on here. The Oku and Ospreay matchup that felt like a New Japan like motion picture main event, like the Okada, the Omegas, the Okada Tanahashi type matches. That Oku and Ospreay, especially if you watch the match from 2 years ago and all the callbacks that they had, and then Ospreay playing this great heel, kicking Amira, and how Amira and Michael Oku are like Rev Pro's answer to Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth, with Amira pushing them out the way for the hidden blades. There was just so many great moments. I think the wrestling was better in Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr., but the storytelling was better in Oku and Ospreay.
Yeah, I agree with that. The thing with like, and I said this about United Empire and Bullet Club War Dogs, is if you have the investment in this stuff, it's probably going to hit a little bit more for you. I don't have a ton of investment into Will Ospreay. This is no knock on Will Ospreay. I don't think he is. I think we're long past the argument of Will Ospreay just does spots and doesn't sell. I think that argument should have died like 5 years ago at the very least.
Yeah.
But I'm not super invested into like Will Ospreay and Michael Oku compared to Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. That's just my own personal investment into things. I can recognize that Ospreay and Oku did have a lot of emotion, did have a lot of great story beats, did have a lot of great storytelling. But watching it, I wasn't as fully emotionally invested as Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. I also wonder why Ospreay just didn't decapitate him with that sword. Like he put it up to him. He should have just been like,
no. He put it out to him, and then Michael Oku
he did walk into it.
He walked into the sword. It was like you should.
He was asking for it.
All you had to do. Just one of those, just a little nudge. That would have took less work than a 15-minute matchup. But
Ospreay, honestly, a little bit of a coward, a little bit kind of showed he's a little pussy, like by just not like the man stepped to you. He just go ahead. He basically dared you to do this. He basically said, "You're not going to do this to me. You got this sword. You're going to hold it out there. I will step to this, and you ain't going to do shit about it." And he was proven correct. Ospreay, kind of a pussy. Should have just cut his head off.
I mean, that is fair. As far as like the Bullet Club War Dogs and United Empire matchup, I saw people getting upset at I saw Meltzer gave it 4.25, which I laughed at.
Four and a quarter.
I feel like me and Jeremy had this conversation like the last time I was on, that he always does this. If you read the description of that matchup, he totally tore it apart, and then he said 4.25. That is 4.25 for an Ospreay matchup is like somebody getting 1 star.
4.25 is his baseline rating. I did
For
this
Ospreay, it is.
for anybody.
It's definitely for Ospreay. It's like I gave the match like 4.75 because I felt like the boards being exposed, it went on too long. That was too dangerous. Totally took me off. And I really felt the time of the matchup like 45, 50 minutes in. So he said that in his description. I was like, oh, we're on the same page. And then he said 4.25. I was like, damn, Dave.
I promise it's like his baseline overall. I did this joke years ago. It was when Joseph and I were doing Distraction. It was like the end of the year thing. We did this like big Stephen A. Skip argument, which is honestly one of our better episodes. And I don't remember, it might have been Omega, of like who the wrestler of the year was, or like Moxley or something. Every single match was like 4.25. Like every single match that I wanted to bring up, he gave it just 4.25 stars. And I'm just like, this is just his generic rating. Like if he can't decide what it actually should be, it's like, oh, 4.25. Just like that's the baseline. When he gave that to, was it Jericho and Takeshita? He's like,
oh my God.
I know people were very mad about that.
I understand though. This was one time I understood the outrage because legitimately we've had Jimmy McAram on this show. He messaged me like 5 minutes into that matchup and he was like, is Takeshita wrestling himself right now? And like a lot of that match, especially the spot where Takeshita does the like the crunch on the head and then he deadlifts them and does the German suplex. Jericho did not help him at all on that. Like it was, oh my God, there was so many bad spots in that matchup. So for him to say 4.25, I was like, yeah, it's Jericho, Omega, Ospreay. These are like, we got to get one more face for the Mount Rushmore of people that Meltzer overrates.
It's just, if he can't decide what it's going to be 4.25. That's it. I guarantee, I don't know this for certain, but I feel comfortable with this. If you look at like the most ratings he's given out, like what's the most common rating he's done? I feel like 4.25 is like the most common rating he's getting, especially like the past few years now, when he just doesn't seem to care as much what these actual matches are or these ratings, but like 4.25 just all the time.
4.25.
That's it. That's what he's gonna give it.
So I'm looking at top rated matches of 2023 here. Looks like 20 or so 5 stars. Another like 25, 30 at 4.75. God damn, he was going in last year, or they were going in. 4.5. Damn. I'm scrolling a lot. There seems like 40 of these 4.5 star matches. And then we're at 4.25. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 22, 23, 24.
Oh, it's so many SP3. Oh, I'm looking at this.
We're at 30.
Now.
We're at 40. 50. 60.
4.25.
70. 80. It's about 80.
Yeah.
80.
I told like double any other
double of what he gave to like 4.75, which seemed like a lot.
Even 4 stars, like 3.75. No, 4.25. That's it. That's going to be the most common rating. Just You get 4.25. Doesn't matter what it is,
I mean, it's an easy one. If I think a match is great, just a little bit more, just a little bit over great, that's when I give 4.25.
It's hilarious because like you look at some of these matches. So I'm just looking at like 2023. I'm not a big star ratings guy. I think everybody knows that. My joke is I joke with you of like, yeah, it wasn't for me, 5 stars.
I always pop whenever you comment that on my star rating thread.
Wasn't for me, 5 stars. But like there's a match, where was it? It was Tama Tonga against like El Phantasmo, 4.25, which is apparently the same level as what was like a very well regarded match. That
he does do that. He does always have like a very well regarded matchups like stuck in 4.25.
Yeah, just on the same level. Apparently, there's so many matches from the G1. By the way, that are
that's his baseline for the G1, like 4.25.
But like on the same level as let's say Danielson and Swerve, or Danielson and Andrade. It just
That's insane. That's insane to me. That's a little bit much, Dave.
Francesco Akira. By the way, do you know what the first Jericho and Takeshita match got from DDT?
4.75.
4.25.
Oh, 4.25.
So apparently, those two matches were equal.
They were not. That DDT match was so much better than the AEW.
They were equal. They were equal. They were both 4.25. There you go, everybody.
Hey, yeah, see, Power Driver Finisher knows we should just have out of 10. Out of 10. That's easier. Gives you more range. I really feel like the rankings for AEW should be a top 10, not a top 5.
Oh, I agree with that. The rankings are, which I don't even think they did the rankings this week. Now we're like,
which it's understandable because they didn't have any Collision to release them right after.
Yeah, but they released them after Dynamite the first week, and then it was Collision the second week, and now we're just skipping a week. So we're already a little bit like little off here. We had Rampage, we had Dynamite. You telling me like nothing changed?
Hey, Amanada got a win, so she should be in the rankings.
Well, she got a graphic. It's all good.
Hey, she did. She did. I appreciate them learning from their lesson with Brian Keefe. I was like, the only thing bad about the whole Brian Keefe getting the graphic is he should have probably won a match before he got the graphic. And then
Joe was very mad about that. Joe was very mad about that. He got a graphic after he lost.
It's like, man, stop rewarding losers.
All these companies just reward a bunch of losing. That's it. All right, SB3. Anything else that you would like to touch on before we wrap this thing up?
Well, we're going to talk about All-Star Weekend tomorrow, but
there ain't much to talk about.
It's sad. That was sad, yo. That was mad sad. Yeah, like, well, might as well get it in now because we ain't gonna talk about it tomorrow. Like,
well, I got beef with you. I got beef with you, SB3.
Why you got beef with me?
Because you have said, I don't remember on this show, I think it was FMC. You know, somebody brought up Young Jock earlier. I was doing this going down. Yeah, I know all about that. Somebody brought up Hennessy. I was like, yeah, I drank Hennessy when I was in college, kind of had to. I'm pretty sure you have said I'm invited to the cookout, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Joel is also claiming this. And I don't feel like these invitations are very exclusive if Joel is also getting an invite.
To be fair, I did not invite Joel to the cookout.
Oh, okay.
G. Loke of the Compton Crips, now of the Bronx, has certified Joel that he is protected and he gets a plate at the cookout in the Bronx. Yeah, you missed that. That happened on True Hill. We had a crip in the live chat who certified Joel.
Okay, all right, fine. It just doesn't feel like it's very exclusive, like Joel.
No, the only cards I've given out is to you and to Alex McCarthy. That's it.
Alex McCarthy, I guess. Joel's like mayonnaise, though. Like that's like the white of the white. Is Joel?
He's like Seventh Heaven white.
Yeah, I'm not sure Joel's like ever heard like a rap song in his life. Like, I don't think he can name you too right. He doesn't know anything about basketball. He
That's true.
just nothing.
Canadians are extra white.
Yeah. I'm out here dropping rap references every single show. Always, of course, talking basketball. Like, I don't think Joel gets any of it.
No.
Like the style. I mean, I don't have much style, but like, I just don't think he gets any of it. It's just very mayonnaise, Joel.
I think G-Lo, the reasoning was, Joel is Jewish, so he thought because he's Jewish, he could get a lawyer out of the deal.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that real? Like, you got to hit like a Jewish quota?
Yeah, that's true. Probably do, because we don't have. I mean, oh yeah, that's my other card. I was like, I only have 3 cards, but I don't have any left, and I only named 2. The other one is Jensen. That's it. That was my Jew quota. Yeah, I had a 1 Jew quota, and I had to give a card out to Jensen.
Jensen's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. All right. All-Star Weekend. Chuck Vaughn got fired, by the way.
Oh, I did not hear that.
Yeah, we broke that news. That's how the Young Jock reference came up. Somebody said Young Jock, and that's when I did. Yeah, it's going down. That was my jam. That was my jam in college. I fucking yeah. Jack Vaughn got fired by the Nets. All-Star Weekend happened. No one could possibly care.
Oh
that
my
sucked.
God. And they ruined. They had the slam dunk. The slam dunk was back for like all of 2 seconds, and then they gave the best dunk a 46.
Yeah.
What?
It was clearly rigged for Jaylen Brown to like go to the finals. Yeah. Which honestly, I said it. I respect it. You want these stars to compete and everything. You can't have Jaylen Brown go out there and then be like, oh yeah, we're gonna give you a low score, even though we probably deserved it. Like, you want these stars to compete. You got to show them, you kind of get the star boost on these scores. And then, we'll see what happens. I don't think any stars are going to do it. I don't feel like Zion's ever going to do it. I think LeBron.
John Morant put himself out there.
Yeah.
But LeBron's done this before. So,
see, I think LeBron he made it okay for stars to not do. And so people are just like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. Because LeBron said, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Now I think that stars just thought it's okay to not do. That Shaq dunk I wasn't a fan of. He had to push off of Shaq's back. Shaq was ducking down. I didn't think that dunk.
The best one was the pass to himself. How did that not get a 50? I was just like, what are we doing? And that killed the crowd. I felt like I was watching Jericho versus Adam Cole at Double or Nothing again.
I thought Jacob Toppin had a good dunk.
Yeah.
Which got a lower score than Jaylen Brown's dunks because no one cares about Jacob Toppin. Mac McClung won. It was fine. But it's a G League guy. He won it last year. People just don't care about these G League guys that are coming in here to win these things.
Did you see the meme of Matt McCullum leaving until we see him again 2025 slam dunk contest?
Yeah, he's a good dunker. He is. He's a good dunk contest dunker, but he's a G League guy. And so we got to get the stars. And
I said already though, I was like, 3-point contest should have headlined this.
3-point contest, people. I do agree, like Reggie and Kenny were arguing. Kenny was awful.
He was awful. Oh no, this is the tradition. It doesn't get everybody up like this. Well, this slam dunk contest did not get everybody up. They were up for a second, and then they got right the butt down when you have stupid judges. I'm like, what are we doing? 46? Yeah. That I'm still dumbfounded by that.
The 3-point contest is better simply because the stars are actually in that. There were actual stars in that. I want to see Giannis in the 3-point contest. Just get him out there.
Hey, Ant-Man lied. He said he was going to shoot all his shot with the left hand, and he didn't. He shot in the All-Star game with the right hand.
He barely shot in the All-Star game. The game itself was
so bad. That might have been the worst All-Star game. They got to go back to the team picking. It's been much more entertaining in the last 2 years because of the team picking.
It's at least been entertaining when they've done the draft. some of the games and stuff still were just whatever. Like I did like it. There was the one year where it was like the first to 125 or whatever. They broke it up. They made it a little complicated, but like the players seemed to care that year.
That was 2 years ago. Last year wasn't that bad, but this was just they went back to East versus West, and it was like, let's never do this again.
Yeah, it was, wasn't a good game. Wasn't a good game. Look, Twan. Kenny Smith wasn't good. He wasn't
Kenny
good.
Smith was not good.
He was being misogynistic as well during the Steph and Sabrina stuff. Like, Sabrina was in a no-win situation with Kenny because if she shot from the WNBA line and she beat Steph, Kenny would have been like, oh, well, she shot from the WNBA line. But she shot from the NBA line, and he's like, this is why she shouldn't have shot from the NBA line.
She made 26. She would have made the second round.
She did better than the men's did.
I know she
shot with the WNBA ball.
50% of the men she did better than.
I know she shot with the WNBA ball. I don't care. Like the fact that she went to the NBA line took a lot of intestinal fortitude to actually go there. That was the highlight of the weekend for me. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, Twan. But that was the highlight. Like Steph Sabrina was like, oh, yeah, this is fun. I like this.
That should have headlined. That should have been the main event. You do the 3-point and then into that. You have a slam dunk right before or right after the skills competition. Which that skill competition, it's not fair to have the same team together. I'm sorry. Because I'm like watching the skills competition. I'm like, I could have done this. I used to do this in AAU. I was like, I called from the beginning. I was like, the Pacers are gonna win. They do this all the time in practice.
Yeah, I do actually like that they have like the hometown team represented. Of like, all right, let's see if these all stars can come together here because it's a skills competition of what they do, but it's all individual stuff. It's not like they're playing together or anything. You're just running the individual relay race.
Nah, the passing one that you have to work together.
The passing one, yeah.
Because they got the system down, and it was what they were saying on commentary. It's like, go for the sixes. The sixes is the most points. If you just get 15 of those, you're gonna win.
The Pacers also had it of they designated the rotation of rebounding, passing, shooting, where the other teams, they couldn't figure out who was supposed to rebound the ball, and they were just all off play. Like they were taking too much time to even get to the spot they wanted to shoot from and everything. That belt, by the way, was ugly. That was an ugly belt. Oh my
God, that belt was hideous.
I don't know who made it, but
I had to tag Tony Khan, like, yo, hook they on your network. Y'all got to get a good relationship. Hook them up with a belt maker.
Yeah, that was not good. That wasn't a good looking belt. Anything else from All-Star Weekend? SP3. I don't know what we're going to talk about on FMC tomorrow.
We're talking about Love is Blind. I've watched 2 episodes.
Hey. Oh, all right. So you watched 2 episodes?
Yes.
All right. I know our pal Cher Delaware. She's finished the first batch. I finished the first batch.
I'll try to catch up. I'll try to watch at least the 3rd episode.
Who cares about Raw? Just watch it instead of Raw.
Well, I like playing it while I'm working. It's nice to listen to and then look up like what the hell is going on. I mean man, I can't wait to talk about that Matthew guy. Oh my God.
Oh, he's something. Yeah, he's something. I need more of him, honestly.
Yes, I will say. he had me at the beginning when he's like, I got a list of questions. What do you pick a number between 1 to 15?
Oh, that was hilarious. And then he got mad when somebody picked like 4. He's like, everybody's picking 4.
A lot of people's picking 4. Can you pick another one?
That dude. Yeah, we'll talk about him tomorrow. There you go. There's a teaser for everybody to join FMC tomorrow at like 9:30 or so. All right, SP3. You plug anything?
Check me out at True Hill SP3 on the Twitter machine. If you want some more content to enjoy, join me on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time. So less than an hour. Over with Sanal, we're going to be previewing NJPW, The New Beginning in Sapporo this Friday and Saturday. Nick Nemeth and Matt Riddle debuting. Kazuchika Okada saying goodbye. So check it out.
Sean Ross Sapporo is here right now. Did I oversleep? And is it actually Tuesday right now? Is that why this show is still on?
We're signing off.
Yeah, we were leaving. Do you want to play Too Hot to Handle mobile with us again, Sean?
Yes, please
No.
come, Sean. You were
I
great.
did have
You were
somebody
great.
pitch me a Tuesday morning wrestling show, and I was like, "Well, Jeremy and SP3," and I was like, "Wait a second, they don't talk about wrestling on that show. What are you talking about here?
That's my break from wrestling.
I can't even use that as an excuse. Like they don't talk about wrestling." And then they're like, "Oh, well, no, we were actually going to play dating games." And I said, "Still, you're hired. Come on,
Like we need more people. Like
competition." Where's Joel? What happened to Joel?
Joel, I fired him. I just got tired of him.
Thoughts on Caitlin Clark? Okay. I will become the biggest Indiana Fever fan if she hits the draft. Like, she's going to break Pistol Pete's record almost surely.
Yeah.
I hope that she wins a national title. That way she'll be like, I got nothing left to prove. Let me go to the WNBA. She still has 1 year of eligibility. And I have never liked an Indiana team. I will embrace the Indiana Fever if she gets drafted there.
What do y'all think about the idea they talked about on commentary of Caitlin Clark if she does get drafted to the WNBA, her and Sabrina versus Dame and Steph next year at the All-Star? I was like, yes, let's do it.
I love that idea. Yeah.
I was like, but that has the main event. No slam dunk. That's the main event.
I want a special round that is just logo threes, though. Like, that's it.
Oh,
Steph would win. Steph would win.
I mean,
Steph
Caitlin-
under pressure. It took him. He missed the Craig Sager shot.
No,
They're trying to
you're
give
right.
that man to charity, and
Dame.
Steph bricked all of them.
Dame would win that. Dame does that regularly in the game.
Dame, nope, doesn't have it anymore. He said it himself. And that interview, Chris Haynes tried to be like, "This is the same spot. You beat the Thunder," and he shot it and he missed it. He's like, "I don't have it anymore." He hit it in the game. These guys can hit it in this meaningless All-Star game when the pressure is on. They can't hit it.
Man.
When charity is involved, they can't hit it. They don't care about charity.
No.
Pretty
John
impressive.
Cena out here just losing when charity comes up. That's all it is.
With the Make-A-Wish kids.
I just pulled up Caitlin Clark's shot chart. It is abusive.
Absurd. Yeah.
It is disgusting.
Absurd.
Oh my God. It is unreal. Unreal how good she is. Can't wait. Well, goodbye, guys.
Bye, Sean. All right. Well, we were wrapping up. Another appearance from Sean. All right, everybody. We'll be back on Wednesday here on this channel. We are scheduled to be joined by somebody from TNA Wrestling. I will not say who. I can say because I always just fear this stuff falls apart. They are a current champion. There you go. There's your tease, everybody. A current champion scheduled to join us from TNA Wrestling on Wednesday. We'll also be back on Friday for more wrestling talk. After a quiet weekend, we get back in the swing of things heading into WrestleMania. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back tomorrow on this channel. Myself and SP3 talking not wrestling. We're talking Love is Blind. We're playing Too Hot to Handle. Come join us. Come hang out. Talk to you then. Bye, everybody.